Hello, Super Punks, and welcome to Los Angeles 2120.
Ooh.
We are Callisto 6. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, you were gone for a whole year.
Happy New Queer.
Yay!
That carries a particular...
Happy Old Queer,
I was going to say queer.
Because we don't discriminate.
I appreciate it.
Every age queer. Happy.
Yes. We are not ageist here at all.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna have to launch the nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
That's true.
Nuclear.
Oh no.
Getting into the Star Trek joke.
Chekhov.
Okay, so yes, hi everybody. Big important episode tonight. It's our penultimate episode of the season.
No pressure. No pressure.
I am thrilled to see the direction you guys have chosen to take the group. I am thrilled that we are once again going to space. Been a little too long since I've been into space with this gaming group.
You can't keep us away, Eric Campbell. Keep us down.
We will be in the vacuum
first.
Right. Yeah. So let me go ahead and get some of the top of the announcements off here. So, of course, as always, a big thank you to Okie Dokie Dice that made this season possible. Thank you so much for sponsoring Callisto 6. And, of course, everybody, Okie Dokie Dice are available in all markets except North America, which will be launching in the end of March, which is, by the way... Now, so keep checking back at Okie Dokie Dice on all their socials, which you can find them at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Okie Dokie Dice. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your North American launch. That's fantastic. Let me check it out. Also, big news from our friends and other sponsor, Monty Cook Games. Invisible Sun reprint Black Cubes and new supplements are on pre-order right now.
Huh.
On top of everything else they've got going on.
Yeah.
I've been having really just intense conversations with Darcy, Sam, and Taliesin about how badly we want to play Invisible Sun. And one day, it's so cool. I've got the cube. It's ready to play.
I want to have a book for a face.
What's that?
I'll have a book for a face someday.
You'll be living your best self. Oh, but you know what's cruel about that, Sam, is that it's not a PDF for a face. That's just cruel in some ways.
Game story point.
Invisible Sun is a game of surreal fantasy, magic, and secrets. The Black Cube was designed with the tactile in mind. It comes with tokens, props, handouts, and glittery six-fingered hand statue. The statue, it's really cool. Pre-orders of the Black Cube are live now for a limited time. They all come with the PDFs for free. So that's pretty rad because PDFs are up on DriveThruRPG right now for sale.
Ooh.
First supplement. Isn't that amazing?
That may have been a monster. We don't know what that was.
In Black Sun, it might be your next door neighbor. You really don't. And Black Sun, Invisible Sun. I'm going straight to like the dark D&D days. The first supplement, Secrets of the Silent Streets, begins in the city of Satrine. While hot on its heels, Book M and Teratology expand the game's magic system, secrets, and NPCs, and those are on pre-order now too. Don't forget also their Kickstarter, Arcana of the Ancients, is still going strong, and I think they may have just actually passed their last. I think they may have just passed their last checkpoint on that, which I'm really excited about because the deluxe edition looks amazing. Last thing I want to say is we have several panels coming up this WonderCon. We've been watching our friends post pictures of themselves wandering the floor right now, and we're all eager to get there. WonderCon is this weekend in Anaheim, so come out and see us if you're there, and you can check out the socials or stay tuned during the break for our panel schedule. I'm hosting my very first panel. I am nervous. Thankfully, they didn't put a Hollywood celebrity on the panel, or that would have been really nerve-wracking.
Eric, hate to tell you, but there is one.
Son of a...
Ever heard of her? Deborah Ann Wool.
Thankfully, I can say, and people hear this all the time of like, oh, yes, I met so-and-so, and they're delightful. But the truth of the matter is Deborah Ann Wool is
delightful.
She's the actual best.
She is congealed sunlight. She is congealed sunlight wearing shoes.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Deborah Ann Wool is literally the biggest, most happiest, innocent gamer person. Like just pure delight. Like she's wonderful.
I don't know if I'd want to be described as congealed anything.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to update the bio that I wrote up.
Same.
Because I described you as Hector Navarro is congealed Mexican sexiness.
sounds
that
really
man.
dirty.
Yeah.
But now I'm into it. Deal.
Let's see. Do we have
all
any?
discovered it.
You were out of town. You were doing a Shazam thing, weren't you? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
Yes, I
so
was.
cool. Is that coming up on the DC?
I have no idea where it is.
I can't wait to
It
hear
may
about
have already come out. I need to double check. I had a chance to go interview the cast of the movie Shazam, which comes out next week, I think. Not this
So
weekend,
good.
next
Yeah.
weekend.
wait for
And then last week I was out. I was doing a thing, but I watched both episodes. You guys are great.
Thanks.
You guys are so great. Super good. Super good.
Oh yeah, we're
Really great jobs in the show, everybody. Love what you guys did. Xander, love what you did. Everybody it was great. It was really great.
I hate you so much.
Oh dear Lord.
Does anybody have any other announcements that we need to get through tonight? Yes, Bonnie.
Oh, well, first off, thank you all so much for all the birthday love. That was awesome. Next weekend, Xander and I are in Virginia for RavenCon. So if you're in the Virginia area, come find us because we're gonna be there.
Yeah, and then in El Paso, then week after.
But I'll be here for Callisto 6.
Cool.
So don't think that I'm like.
That would be
Yeah.
awkward.
I'm
to
gonna
meet
do
you
Oh, by the
on
way,
our final
I'm just,
episode.
no, I'm gonna like literally be here and then hop on a plane. I'm doing the typical Bonnie slash hops where I pull an all nighter.
Yeah.
And live in an airport for 24
So
hours.
help me, I will build you a shower cap.
Please.
Xander will have a Red Bull at the ready for me, and I will be ready to jump right into programming when I land off the plane
So
Saturday morning.
if there's that's where I haven't started the episode yet.
Cool.
Real quick before we get into any other announcements, because I think there's only one left. But I just wanted to take this moment real quick to thank everybody out there who supported Alpha. Alpha was the great experiment for Geek and Sundry. It allowed us to do some pretty incredible shows. Relics and Rarities is just one of them, but Dread is still got a special place in my heart. That was our big experiment that we tried. And they let us get away with so much stuff, letting us do all this stuff. And it all happened because y'all supported Alpha and your continued support of Geek and Sundry. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and our little experiments. I'm really excited for what comes next. We'll see what happens.
Oh, can I add?
Yeah.
If you're watching this on Twitch, having been an alpha person, welcome or welcome back.
Yeah. Welcome back. GNS is home on Twitch. I think that's the only announcement I got. Does anybody else have any? Yes, Sam Deleth.
I'm legally obligated to say that we are not robbing a moon. But I am very, very excited.
All right. And with that, let's get into tonight's episode of Callisto 6.
So remember to disinfect your hands and drink lots of water during this year's con season. The Callisto 6 made progress this week as they continued modifications on the Space Shuttle Endeavour. Through Lacey's manipulation of data and Luma's shape-shifting ability, the team has managed to assume near total control of the Pyramid Star Space Museum, right under the nose of corporate LA. But as the mission prep continues, Cass finds herself in familiar territory when she's called to aid a family member during a painful transition. Reconnecting with her past, Cass begins to realize how far she has come, where home is, and who home is with. Though it's unknown what awaits them at the end of this dangerous journey into the stars, the stakes have become clear. Shut down the moon base or lose everything. I'm Hakeem Sophia. Rest easy, Los Angeles.
Wait, I didn't catch that threat. What was it?
Something about butts.
What threat?
You're losing it.
I break the wall all the time when Sam just shouts things at me. I want to know. I want to know what it says.
Leave the wall breaking to Cass, thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
fair,
please.
fair. Yes, indeed. last episode was sort of the big quiet before the storm, the deep breath before the plunge, as Gandalf might have said.
There was definitely a deep breath and
There
some
was
plunging.
there was a deep.
Whoa,
Stop working.
Were you even drinking water when that happened? How did that happen?
I wanted to break you right
how
at the
did
top
that
of the
happen?
episode.
You need to call for an initiative roll before you say shit like that, Tina.
Can we rewind that and play that back for our own sake?
No,
Oh boy.
Sam was too broken to record that
Yeah.
All
one.
right, well that's gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and mark off. Ask players what they've been doing since last episode. And,
Wow. Okay.
yes, indeed. After a delightful.
Sam, we can't keep going without you. You have to get it together.
We don't need you.
Literally, just be like, feel something.
Yeah.
That-
You know what? I deserve some time off. I just remodeled this.
You're,
True.
I didn't want to fly it.
You need to fly it.
you're on camera constantly, just like us. You're a part of the show. We can't keep going. We're live.
What?
What? Like you're fucking killing me. No. I know.
You
I
meant
know.
to get
I didn't
my
mean to do
death?
that. No, absolutely not.
Lacey starts the game taking 5 points of intellect damage. So
We're very focused.
Although
Let's go.
I do want to do an amazing shout out to the wonderful person on Twitter that made the Avenge Avenge posters, Avenge the Fallen posters of Oya.
Yeah.
That was rude.
that was pretty. I've seen
laughed
some brutal. You want to see some
very
truly brutal
hard.
ones? The Jody Hausers.
Yeah, those are great.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great.
Yeah, it spoiled
no one
me
else.
on something as I'm currently going through it.
We're a little punchy tonight. I don't know if y'all have noticed.
What are you watching?
Again, Cass's
metal.
job.
Right, exactly. It's been, I guess, about 2 weeks since the last game because we are up to the moment where it is time to enact Operation Not Steal the Space
Endeavor.
Shuttle.
That does sound like something we would name it.
And the past 2 weeks have been a time of affirmation, but also sort of that really unnerving waiting game for those of you who cannot be actively involved in the modification of the Endeavor. It is, of course, a miracle unto itself, and also a testament to the power wielded by both Luma and Lacey that they've been able to manipulate and conquer an entire section of Pyramid Star Solutions right underneath the nose of all the security, all the computer algorithms that are on the lookout for abnormalities, and the CEOs who occasionally wander through the area. And yet, business as usual in the Science Museum at Pyramid Star Solutions. Also, that has been taking place during this time. I'm going to see how many times in Callisto 6 stats. Feel free to call me out on this. I want to know if you're following Bonnie's snort laughs. Follow how many times I accidentally call Xander Tristan tonight.
One last episode.
There was only one.
There was because it happened in prep for the game, and I was like, "Here we go."
Yeah, it
So
happened.
Cobalt has been practicing, pushing your powers to the limits. You have an unfortunate disadvantage as the powers that manifested inside of Cobalt have manifested differently than it did everybody else. Everyone's is a little more stable. Even though you were dosed with a C6 power source, it was literally the last flex of that energy leaving that containment field that struck you. And it has had that adverse effect. You have not been able to master your powers the same way everyone else is. Maybe it's because everyone's been using their powers a little more than you have. Your powers come with a little bit more terrifying of a consequence if they mess up for you.
And I spent so long as like a ghost too.
Right.
There's a mental block there too.
Right. So a lot has been. It has been the Rocky Drogo training sequence for you. Like you're up against a pretty big task.
Phasing through steps.
Right. Yeah. And the confusion that's met when everyone sees you with a tree trunk hoisted on your shoulders doing squats. Everyone's like, "What is he doing?" But in truth, it's been very difficult for you, Cobalt, pushing the limit. On occasion, starting to lose consistency and being able to fade out and then coming back in. On more than one occasion, you've had to stop for a few days to collect yourself. No scares, though. Just sort of getting close to the limits of your ability. However, you have been discovering slowly but surely that pushing your powers to the limit, you are able, based off of your experimentation with Luma, you are able, in fact, to take other objects that have that same hue of the color blue and pass them through solid objects. Leaning into that, you've been trying to get those objects to see how much mass you can manipulate.
Yeah.
And how much mass can actually pass through solid objects. And it's been promising, but really, really taxing on you. Yeah. You've reached a point where time is kind of up. Y'all are reaching that junction point in the timeline that you've been told about, where action has to be taken and you can't wait any longer. The launch date is in the book. You guys have to go tomorrow. And it's become apparent you think you can do this, but you have managed to get something about the size of the shuttle through walls using junkyards and multiple stacked cars and such that Cass has been very kindly lifting and putting on top of each other.
Okay, bling.
Also, with the interface that Lacey has sort of rigged up, we've been able to make some prototypes as well, so that I'm able to transfer the energy, not just from myself, to like a van or something like that, but it's the same system that the shuttle potentially will be using.
Okay. The shuttle, Patel and Lacey have been doing some of the most brilliant work. It is a shame that this is all being done under wraps where no one can see, as literally the two biggest, most incredible minds on the planet have set to work completely taking the fuselage of this old shuttle and reworking it with modern technology to turn it into a viable rocket booster that'll take you to the moon. The technology that's been implemented, a lot of it's known. Force field tech has been known, but has force field tech been used like this? No. But you also have Lacey. And you have Patel.
And Patel.
And you also have Ileana, who has been instrumental in giving notes. I will go ahead and give this to the group. In the past couple of weeks, Ileana has caught on to what's going on.
Oh, good. I would figure.
Yeah.
She knew it. In a fight that everyone overheard on Blue Dolphin Base, Ileana, of course, knew from the beginning that some shit was going down. Because Ileana is Ileana. And as a theoretical nuclear physicist, kind of knows what's happening. She's also, she has 2 PhDs. This is a woman who is, she knows her wife. She knew what was going down. They've had a long, drag-out discussion. And in the end, Ileana, you've gotten the impression from Dr. Patel that her wife has not conceded defeat. She wouldn't characterize it as that. Has agreed to help with enthusiasm, but has threatened Patel on pain of death that if she does not return to her,
He'll kill her.
yeah.
It's a good threat.
Ileana has also, there's been a lot of debate of whether or not Ileana can come to LA to see her face to face. And of course, that has been shot down multiple times by Dr. Patel. It's been a rough time. And Patel has been using her work with Lacey to keep her distracted from the rough spots. But as a result, the Endeavor has become a piece of old tech that should have no business doing what y'all are trying to do with it, and has evolved in one of the most advanced ships to attempt space flight. This is going to be something else. Not only that, but in order to accommodate the power that Cobalt plans on using on the fuselage itself, the Endeavor is now a gorgeous shade of metallic blue.
Yeah. And we have blue lights inside, right? We're all blue light specialists.
I would say the wings have been removed and have been replaced with essentially looks like metal strips, softly glowing struts down her side. So she just like right where the wings are, there are these huge metal strips, these technological looking like divots, just goes right down right down her lateral side. And you can tell, and anybody who knows any tech and anyone's going to see this thing, those are literally using force field technology to create any sort of wing dynamic that you want.
Cool. Wow.
However, after all the modifications that have happened, including retrofitting her with the ability to use vertical takeoff and thrust, you and Patel are unanimous in your conclusions that once this mission is done, she is definitely never going to fly again. This is a two-way trip.
One and done.
She probably is not going to be able to manage this more than once. Getting off the Earth is, you all have come up with a brilliant plan that's very in keeping of what we as a throwback today would be the Virgin Galactic mission, where she just ascended to a high altitude. And Virgin Galactic had a drop, it had a taxi basically. But in the case of the Endeavor, she's literally going to propel herself up to the highest altitude she can go on the thrusters, and then activate her boosters, and that's going to propel her up. Something that is highly dangerous and should not have been possible years before. But again, here we go. This is all happening tomorrow. We're starting today off. It's mid-afternoon, and the energy of anxiety and anticipation for tomorrow. This was a wild plan from the beginning, but now it's really starting to set in. That tomorrow you're gonna get on a rocket and launch yourself off the surface of this planet into space. As that's setting in, there's been a lot of behavioral. It's been a little surreal in that people are trying to just hone in on simple everyday things that feel comfortable and normal, like nothing is changing, everything is fine. Conversations that have been happening from time to time, like what's your favorite cereal? Completely non sequitur, but like little awkward moments have been popping up as the anxiety has begun to course through the team.
We have like 40 bags of coffee, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when we
have
spent
a
like
lot.
$1,000 on coffee?
It was 1,500. I think.
Yep.
That's right, you dropped a lot of prize money.
I
I should say
did.
KP, Kylan
I
Prime,
did.
has also shelled out a lot of money to keep this under wraps, called in a lot of favors.
Thank you.
And corporate LA has also been unusually quiet during all of this. Corporate LA seems to be bogged down in the bureaucracy of change, of still making all of these monumental changes from the vote of Measure Z, which everyone anticipated happening.
Yeah.
Everything from healthcare plans and pensions to the security forces, which were dismantled, and its stake in local police departments, like in public education. All of that is being, all the pieces are moving. And the period of chaos that was predicted when Measure Z passed, that is ensuing now as well.
So let us take the risk of this whole mission thing if they do know what's up.
Yeah.
Let us die. They're fine with that.
Probably double bonus for them.
Exactly.
What's up?
Can I request that you have been maybe teaching me a little bit of yoga? Because if I accidentally punch a hole in this spaceship, we're all screwed.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking
Yeah.
impulse control, maybe?
Yeah. Happy thought.
It's a good
I'll be the NASA scientist to your Bruce Willis. And train you in how to be an astronaut, like in the movie Armageddon.
There it is.
But with calming yoga instead of.
Really?
It's a great movie. It's a great movie that makes a lot of sense.
Well, like so many sci-fi movies, we're gonna be really pushing the limits of what makes sense. So, to our nuclear physicists and science friends out there that are watching Callisto 6
We're
tonight,
sorry.
on top of, so I would say, Cass, you tell me, how's the yoga been going over for Cass?
Yeah.
With the context that there have been some changes in Cass's life in the past 2 weeks that have probably injected her life with a little less reasons to be angry.
Oh.
Potentially.
Potentially. Cass is having a wild emotional ride. This does not come naturally at all, but is definitely super important. So she is doing her best not to be a shit about it because she actually requested these, as she keeps constantly reminding herself.
Right.
But there's so much sitting still.
Yes.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nervous energy.
The important thing is that it feels as though Cass recently had a little bit of an emotional epiphany. Something was happening that Cass was dealing with, and we've been channeling that into you finding peace and stillness. And I'm talking about reflect. That's the main keyword that I'm giving to Cass. It's like, take the time to reflect. You don't necessarily have to stand completely still. That's not what it's about. But it's about reflecting. And she's taken to it like a frog to water.
Frogs take to water pretty well.
Yeah.
Not necessarily fish, but still
But
pretty
it is
good.
after the stage of their life where they're actually super good at it.
Well,
When
like
they
a
don't
tree
act-
frog.
Like a
when they don't
runner's
eat each other
meditation.
during
You're
the-
constantly moving, but you're at peace.
Yeah. I'd say more of a tree frog to water because like
It has taken some time for her to be like, bite your tongue and listen. This is good stuff. But
So we're actually going to start tonight off with Amelia touching down on one of the city blocks that's actually kind of closer to the more residential zones in Los Angeles, and certainly near one of the large community centers that's just outside of Raft City, where as soon as she touches down, and the ramp goes emerging from the community center and a cluster of people, and waving goodbye to a bunch of people you all haven't met yet, but you can tell that she's made an attachment to, Oniko, who has been, over the past few weeks, announced her desire to get out now. She wants to see a little bit of the outside world. The only reason why she hasn't been is obvious reasons, but not wanting to get spot and not wanting to get caught, but also not really wanting to leave Sal, who doesn't want to go anywhere because of the stuff that surrounds Blue Dolphin Base. Not one of Sal's favorite things. Fine looking at it from the window, which he wasn't before. Traveling through it, a little trickier. But as she approaches, she's waving goodbye to a bunch of people. Lacey, from the flight deck, you can see through the windows that the holographic imaging that she has on her hair, that has turned her hair like this light blue. As she's approaching, she just deactivates it and just kind of, it's a standard sort of thing that people can buy at cosmetic stores and whatnot.
Wigs are itchy. This
Yeah.
is better.
And she comes walking up the ramp. She is dressed. Actually, tell me how she is dressed, because she's been really leaning on Luma and everybody for style pointers. She's a big fan of how everyone
We've
does.
gone around town a couple of times, and I've taken her into a couple of stores that I feel were not as crowded. And they happen to be some thrift stores that we found around the city. She is dressed in sort of mid-waisted, she's dressed as 70s futurism.
Nice.
Cool.
So it's high-waisted, sort of that honey brown, olive tone, corduroy gaucho pants.
Like harem pants?
Harem pants that cinch at the waist. A sort of very light, airy blouse in a sort of creamy, pinky color. And then a dusty rose pink, not cardigan, like duster jacket.
Sure, yeah.
That has billowy sleeves that then cinch at the arms. All very textured, very fine materials that have a lot of wonderful texture, and that's what she looks like.
Okay,
fashion icon.
that's pretty awesome, actually.
right. Take me
Luma's
shopping.
very good.
We found this.
Luma
This is
does
the
good work.
inspiration.
How does who's with you, Lacey, picking her up? Who wants to be with her?
I'll be with her.
Okay.
I'll be with them.
Um,
And Oniko. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Who's
picking up-
who's on the bus?
who's on the bus?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Who's with her
Meet me on the-
getting picked up? You're on the bus.
Yes.
Okay, and Lacey's flying. Anybody else coming to pick up Oniko? Nope.
I think I'm busy.
Okay. So as the ramp lowers,
I don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out in a
Ops is
minute.
just on the sofa with like a slice of
I'm
pizza.
busy.
just
I'm
like,
washing my hair.
Okay, hop.
With a cigar. Cha-cha-cha. Have a nice day.
Okay. It's hair
I'm not
washing
taking
time.
this stress well.
We're all coping in our own ways right now.
So this is the second time that you've come to pick her up, and as as she's approaching the ramp, you can see a bunch of her companions or friends who are back towards the community center, which is this large building that looks like it's been refitted a couple of times. This is one of those many buildings in Los Angeles that took a lot of damage from C-Day but was able to be recovered. As a result, it has more modern architecture feel to it, but it also has that distinctive like late 2000s style of the previous century. And as she's approaching, she waves at you, Luma, And she kind of has this sort of like small smile on her face. But the thing you notice most as she's approaching is in the parking lot about 200 yards away is a vehicle parked about, I would say, about 100 yards from the community center. So sort of like in between the two of you. So let me describe this. It's the car is about 100 yards away, which is 100 yards from the community center. Because y'all are landed a pretty good distance away.
Do I notice because it's ominous?
Well, it's not ominous, but it's recognizable. There's a woman outside the car who's leaning up against it.
No.
She is. This is not the first time you've seen her. She's been dogging the team for about a month now.
Miss Montgomery.
You first encountered her at a restaurant.
Yep.
She is leaning up against the car, and you see she has her little handheld computer in front of her. And when she sees that you're spotting her, she just does this.
Just yell, "You can write a letter!"
She said, she does like, can I come over there?
Yeah, sign back. Hell no, write a letter. Rude. I liked you. Stop ruining it.
She holds up the data pad and points at it. And you hear her shouting at it something. What does it say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're kind of, we'll say that you're kind of seeing what Luma is
Yeah,
seeing.
we're both up in the...
Yeah.
You focus on it for a second, Lacey. And
She's holding up a pad.
Story. A first draft of a story about the disappearance of the interim CEO and her sightings of Pyramid Star Solutions.
This is
But it's not finished. It stops. She's in the middle of one of the last paragraphs where her conclusions are, but she has not finished it.
Do you want me to go punch her?
That... I can erase it.
Let me go talk to her, and then you can erase it.
Okay. You walk past.
Give a hug and then go straight to Casey.
Oniko has told you she doesn't mind being hugged, but she still has that reaction where she's getting used to the contact.
Yeah.
So as you hug her, she kind of gently hugs you back, but it's a very light touch.
That's okay.
And then when you start walking away, she signs, "Where are you going? Are we leaving?" I have news. I have exciting news.
I sign back. That's wonderful. Just give me a moment. We might have a problem. Not big problem, just annoying.
She seems to study your face for a moment and she says, "Okay, I'll go sit down."
Thank you.
She walks over and sits down next to you, Lacey.
Good. Okay.
It was a
good.
great day. She signs to you. It was
okay.
great. I can't wait to tell you about it.
Me too. Okay.
A few moments later, you're approaching her. She lowers the pad and she's like, "Hey."
Yeah, I know what you wrote.
How could you know what I wrote? I haven't published anything yet. You have no idea what I wrote.
Oh, that's
I'll feed you
okay.
You give her the sweetie.
Look. I wish I could say it's been nice to see you all around town. But you still aren't using the correct channels of communication, Casey.
I don't know. You guys seem to understand that it's bad if y'all get noticed a lot.
And you don't seem to understand the gravity of our situation.
No, that's why I'm not using the normal channels to get a hold of y'all. I understand that
Maybe you
it's
should
bad.
try. Maybe that might build a little trust. People tend to not like being stalked.
I'm not...
And I don't... Here's the thing. Look, we've all heard it. We've had multiple accounts of your encounters with us so far. I know you're backing. I'm for a story. This is not where this is coming from. I think it's a good idea. We have to warm up to it. And you being constantly in our faces inappropriately, especially to people's homes, not cool. And also, your story, which I have definitely seen, not okay. If you understand the implications of who this person might be.
My turn?
I guess.
I don't know if Maestral is monitoring anything that I'm doing right now. The deeper
are.
I dig... What?
I mean, the likelihood is you are. You've had multiple contacts with us, inappropriately, in public, in freaking daylight, so it's very likely you are being monitored. They
Which
probably
is why
know
I'm
you.
not reaching out and calling you. I don't know if Nystral is monitoring me, so I'm trying to find and predict where I might find you guys physically.
Honestly, calling us is way more safe at this point.
And 2, I had no idea who this person was to you. I only know that a woman resembling the person that was interim CEO of Pyramid Star Solutions was having meetups and was spotted out in public again. And it was all rumor, and I wanted to find out for myself. I thought she was a person of interest because you have a pretty dark history with Pyramid Star, and I thought maybe y'all would want to know that she was out in the open again. But as it turns out, she's your pal, so...
And you already wrote a story.
Writing a story, which you know nothing about.
Revealing that she's alive at all is...
Dangerous? It's why I called you over here. I don't know what the implications are with this story now that she's getting on board your ship. If she's on your team, tell me, and I delete the story.
She's on our team.
She holds up the data pad and she goes like that, and you just see it delete.
Cool.
And Lacey, you watch the data file destroy itself as she deletes it.
I'm gonna, while that's happening, search around through various other things for
backup.
other, yeah.
Yep.
I need to hunt the backups to see if they're there. Because, I mean, you have to do backups anyway. Do backups, people. Sponsor us, Backblaze.
There's an autosave feature for sure. But it looks like the autosave feature is, it deletes itself after a refresh of the program. So like when she actively deletes it, when she makes the conscious decision to delete it, the backups are slowly deleted, delete, time-stamped. And she said,
Thank you. I'm Luma, by the way.
I know. She shakes your hand. You can just call me Miss Montgomery. I'm planning on being a reporter one day.
Can we try that again? I'm Luma. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. She shakes your hand again.
Thank you. Your research is not me. Okay? Your research of us is not who we are. You have to meet us. You have to talk to us. You have to... We're not a story. We're people.
You're not a story? What's going on in the Space Museum
Our
at Pyramid Star
actions
Solutions?
are stories.
Tell me about it.
We are people. I get it. You're a reporter. You want your story. I want you to tell a good one.
You know, it's funny. I spend so much time trying to do the best job I can to be a reporter. And I get blowback from people who refuse to see me as that. It's a very stereotypical situation for me. But on your end, I get treated like I'm just a reporter. Ooh. It's a bizarre juxtaposition. I too am a person, and I am choosing to do what I do because I think the city needs to know about you guys, and I've played by your rules up until now, and I continue to play by your rules because I think what you're doing is the right thing. I sympathize with the attitude I got from Anton and that I'm getting from you now. I do, I get it. But I have no way of contacting you guys because I don't want to risk anything. For example, I know something is going on in the lobby at Pyramid Star at the Space Museum. I don't know what. And I'm sure if you wanted people to know, you would have made it known. So I'm going to stop asking there because I'm assuming it's a way of saying fuck you to the corpse, which I'm all for.
I guess in a way.
Look, I work for a woman who really wants to tell your story. And she's giving me a shot.
Who?
Her name's Sophia. You see her every night on the news. She believes in what y'all are doing. I believe in what y'all are doing.
Sophia?
Yeah, I know. I was a little starstruck too. I almost got shooed out the door, but Sophia is the one that saw potential in me.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, you gotta lead with that.
Oh yes. Well, yes. I'm sort of her apprentice, I guess.
All right. See, isn't this nice?
I'm just
having a conversation that isn't all about gimme, 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 gimme. It's just fun.
Okay, sure. I'll give you that. But like I said, Anton wasn't too happy the last time we spoke.
No.
And you weren't all that... Well, who was I talking to? That's
Oya?
right. When you're talking to a shapeshifter, it's hard to it's hard to know.
Yes, which one of us is it?
Yes, exactly. She's like, when I spoke to Oya, I got some blowback as well, even though she was a little more sympathetic. But
here's the thing. You keep talking to very jumpy people. People who you have invaded in very personal ways, personal locations. That tends to create a negative reaction. People are very protective of their homes and the people they love. And you kind of pop around there.
I'm not sure how to say this, but on just about every location that I pop up at, I've observed other people watching you.
Yes, we have a lot of fans.
But which one of them is Nystral? Like,
probably all, and probably none. We have to live like that all the time. We are always in danger and probably not in danger all the time.
Back on the ship, Oniko just kind of looks over and goes, "Wow, they're really talking a lot, aren't they?"
Yeah. I don't know.
Oniko shrugs and just says, "Well, lovely weather," she says to you, signs to you.
What do you want to say to Luma?
Oh, her eyes brighten and she says, No. I want to wait until Luma's back. I want everyone to hear it. Well, I want you two to hear it, and then I'll tell everyone when we get back. I don't think I can wait that long.
But us first.
Yes.
Thank you.
She looks down and you see she's thumbing something in her hand. You immediately, Lacey, sense that it's a piece of tech. It has that frequency, that vibration that tech has that you can detect when it's around. And you notice it's this very familiar lattice-looking like bracelet that goes up the arm. It's the one that she used to wear, and she's got it on herself. It's kind of like, it looks like it's been compressed a little bit because it's one of these things where you can like sort of elongate it.
Telescope it?
Yeah, exactly. And it can slide into your hand like a gauntlet. This is the tech that allowed her to cause multiple images of herself to form. And she's just holding on to it, and she's thumbing it around, and she says, "One of y'all should have this." She sets it down and...
But it's yours.
No, I don't want that. That was part of another life that didn't belong to me. I knew you would understand. But one of you could probably use it for good reasons.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for taking it.
Is it nice being with, like, people like you? I've never had, like, Wheeler friends or...
She cocks her head to the side for a second and says, "You're always around real friends."
Wheeler.
She nods. It is nice. I never realized how deep down all of us were all scared of something, or we're all excited about something. And I really appreciate all of you and have come to care very much for all of you. But there is something wonderful about speaking with people who speak speak my language? She's sort of like tries to find the word.
Yeah, I get that.
I didn't think it would feel any different, and yet somehow it does. Not more or less important, but just really wonderful and different.
I'm glad.
It helps me understand why I've taken to why I have taken, what's the word? She kind of looks up for a moment and says, why I've felt safer around you and around Luma. Even though we don't talk the same language, I feel like somewhere in here, and she taps the center of her chest, we're saying the same thing. Somehow. She resembles, Lacey, someone who's still learning how to express herself. So amidst the awkwardness of trying to find the poetry of explaining it actually lands pretty. Like she looks at you again and says, family. And then she looks down and says, wow, they're still talking. And you see in the distance Luma throwing her hands up, and you hear the vague shout of, we're talking in circles.
It's going well.
And then back to you two. Fine.
Just give me your card, okay? And how about this?
She slides a card over and it immediately pops up in your
I will not throw this one away. How about that? I will take this and... Look, if by the end of tonight we have not contacted you, can you consider this the end? Because there's
It's happening tomorrow then, isn't it?
Oh, crap. We're not good at this.
I wasn't born yesterday. I'm a reporter.
She's already writing a story, Anton. Get out of my brain.
I've been watching the whole thing. This is pain.
I'm in your brain.
Back at Blue Dolphin Base, Anton's got chips on the screen just going, damn. Like,
Cast aside. This
I'm
is
busy.
I tell you what,
real bad.
I'll make you a deal. Whatever you're gonna do, fine. Here's my request. I know that one of you, Lacey, can do some pretty amazing things with tech. Make me some kind of communication device that I can talk to you all with that no one else can track, and I'll call it a deal.
Just because.
Do you ever see, like those old films, like a bat phone? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Gonna just say yes.
It's a
A two-way, like
yes,
like a
that nobody else
walkie-talkie?
yeah, but it doesn't have to be a walkie-talkie. Just like something that I can contact you with.
Be if it's with Lacey.
Just something I can use to contact y'all, so I don't have to worry about Nystral breathing down the back of my neck.
It's a wheelie spiely. Okay. I'm gonna take the card. We will be in contact if yes or no. And I cannot promise that because that is not a thing I can promise. I will ask them. I promise I will ask them, but we kind of have a lot on our plate.
Luma.
What is she saying?
You just sense a PR emergency out in the universe.
It's a new superpower.
Well, there's spider sense in it.
His arm stretches from like nowhere and just pulls you off.
Just loud shushing in my head. I will ask them.
I trust you guys, so whatever you're doing tomorrow, good luck.
Thank you. And can you promise never to say that sentence again out loud?
Now that I've got confirmation, I won't need to.
Oh no.
Luma, walk away.
I won't write anything until I get the thumbs up from you
Already
guys.
writing.
Tell you what, I won't write anything until you tell me I can on this.
Oh, Luma, I would legally advise against anything.
This isn't
promise.
a handshake.
It's not a legally
She
binding
won't write
contract.
anything until we say something.
You can just smile, say thank you, and turn around and
Are you
walk
flipping
away.
me off?
We've already done that, Anton. It doesn't work. She stopped us twice. There's no. She's a reporter. She's gonna do it anyway.
You know what,
Might
this-
as well be nice to her.
I'm close enough to you. I can tell you're going subvocal right now. You know that, right?
Well, like I said, I have to ask.
Listen, yes, I don't know what this is.
You don't know what pinky promise is?
Am I supposed to give you my pinky?
No. What? Did you have best friends growing up?
Not a lot.
Huh. Okay. Just it's like a handshake, but more
smirks.
binding.
She goes, that's adorable.
It's not binding.
Okay, so it's a pinky promise then.
Yes. You can't post anything until we say so.
Okay. And do I get an exclusive? Can I have an exclusive with y'all?
That is the pink promise already happened. I promise nothing else further.
Let's back away.
Back away now. Okay. Build a relationship. Things happen. Goodbye.
You peace out.
Peace out. End of conversation. I'm being incredibly rude to my friends. The taxi is waiting.
Not to mention, the longer Amelia sits out in the broad daylight, it's like a big
We've
painted.
parked everywhere.
So now that I have access to the schematics for caustic looking tech,
Oh yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we're hidden. I'm out.
what's his old?
Hi.
I'm gonna rule you've not had time to install a cloaking tech on
Oh
Amelia.
no, not yet. But
Not yet. Yeah. You've been a little busy with another flying
do
device.
yeah, there's lots of vehicles. I know.
We need
So-
a bigger
All
garage.
right, I make it back to Amelia.
Stomping up the ramp, you can tell that she's got that exasperated sort of.
What's wrong?
I mean, it's just the same 6 sentences over and over and over again. It's like, I took her card, we gotta talk, but enough, I don't want to say anymore about Casey Montgomery at this particular moment. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being incredibly frustrated and rude.
I picked a name.
I'm fine. Oh, what?
They picked a name. They picked a name for me.
What? The group?
Mm-hmm. She nods.
Oh my gosh, why have I been wasting time? What is it?
They asked me a bunch of questions and I told them about. I didn't give them any details for obvious reasons. But
See?
I remember.
I didn't give details.
Are you taking notes, Luma?
You hear a pop in your ears.
Excuse me, I can only have pleasant social interactions.
Right.
Thank you very much.
You're right.
She says, I thought about. I couldn't forget the first thing that I noticed when you all saved me. And so, after a lot of conversations and talking, they named me Moonlight. And she just has this warm smile on her face. Which I loved because that's where we're going. I get to finally see what it is that made that light shine down through the water.
It's perfect.
Nice to meet you.
You see, when you say nice to meet you, you see the tears rise in her eyes. It's the first time you've seen a huge emotional response from her. And she says, it's nice to meet you.
Hello, Moonlight.
It's almost moonlight outside. We have to go.
Yeah, we do. Oh.
And she sits down and buckles in and wipes her face and
Sweet baby, alter designation.
designation altered. Friendly Moonlight. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, sweet baby. Let's lift off. We have people to tell.
Amelia takes off with Miss Montgomery watching after you, her clothes flapping violently in the breeze as Amelia takes off and begins to slip off towards the sky.
I will brick literally every device she has if she reports in as early. Anything she ever picks up. All of it.
If she breaks the Pinky Promise, you are free to destroy any electronic she has from this foreseeable
She won't even be
future.
able to use a toaster.
She looks down at her data pad and she goes, fuck, and deletes all of the autosave files. And then slides into her car, starts it up.
Toaster's safe for now.
Okay.
As you all hear Amelia docking, a few moments later, the elevator slides down, and one by one, they all come down into Blue Dolphin Base. It is interesting seeing your rescued companion looking in this new sort of stylish, sort of like fashion accessories helped by Luma, has kind of picked out her own styles.
So digging it.
But she steps down and waiting as y'all are coming down the ramp. Everybody is sort of milling about doing business. A few people in the common area, but waiting near the ramp, just kind of like looking up as Sal just...
Oh, deep airport pickup vibes.
And she says, hi. And Sal goes, hi. And she signs to Sal, and Sal goes, name? And she nods. And then she signs again, and he goes... And about this point, Luma, you've touched down behind her, and she signs to Sal again, and he just...
Go slow. It's okay.
Come on, you can do it.
Hint.
Hint?
Hint.
Oh, I signed the things behind so that he can copy.
He stares, I mean, not being subtle at all, stares right at you. And Oniko she just waits, and he just goes, Noonlight. And
Very close. Very close.
she smiles and shakes her head and says it again, and Noonlight. And she says it again.
Ooh, like a cow.
Cow?
Yeah.
3 fingers?
Oh, God.
Oniko takes him by the hand and nods to you and starts leading him away.
I like
And
how
takes him over to the window where they're having a conversation.
Yeah.
All of y'all see something is taking place as Sal's led over to the window, and y'all enter the main room, reunited again. Almost. Cobalt.
Yes.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
You were down here right now as well. Interestingly enough, you've been kind of gazing out the window as you've been relaxing a little bit to sort of regenerate your body, wondering about the implications of what it would be like to pass through water that is all blue at this depth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see the party is all gathering here once again. By this time, it's probably about mid to late afternoon.
Can I say so? I've actually been practicing a lot with Oya.
Okay.
And since we don't have a lot of time to speed up the regenerative process, I've had her age me to heal up to speed up the healing, and so that's kind of how I've been able to mitigate it. So her and I have been working closely.
We do
Okay.
have one other medical asset.
That's true.
Yeah. By the way, you have a cipher now.
Who does?
Moonlight's cipher.
Oh, right.
That's true. What?
Yeah.
The
Functions as it's an artifact.
the
it's not a
mirror
cipher.
image.
Yeah.
It is an artifact.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
All right.
It is not. It is a powerful artifact.
I will make a note.
Yeah. So we'll get to the stats here in a second.
Yeah, we'll
Wait,
cover it
so-
over break.
I have a question about Cobalt. Do you look physically the same?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
it wouldn't be
He's like a
noticeably.
couple days older,
Yeah.
but he comes up, hello, everyone.
You kind of look like me from 2 years ago, where it's like something's changed. I think he's gotten older, but I can't tell.
Like, your eyes. It looks like you've seen some shit in the past 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, the team reunited here. It's the first time y'all have been together since the day started. But after a few moments, as everyone's gathered in the living room and reconnecting, Dr. Patel comes out and she's holding a cup of coffee. She just rubs her eyes and goes, I went through the final checklist, and Lacey's machines have loaded up all the supplies. Everything's on board. Fuel's done. Everything's done. It's just getting it, to pass through matter and then launching to the moon where we save the world.
Did we get the whole charging station for Honey Baby on there?
Yeah, that's good. It's going to be good for there's enough juice in there to actually power Sweet Baby and Honey Baby both.
And I'll be there for backup.
We got the blueberries on board?
Blueberries are on board, but I got to warn you, Hops, I still there's too many variables. When you're charging anything on that ship, just be really careful.
I will. I've been. That's what I've been doing this whole time, practicing. See, I was doing something.
No. I know, and I believe me, I trust you 100%. It's just that ships on board a spacecraft in close proximity. I mean, just the truth of the matter is the C6 energy source responds on emotions as much as it does anything else, as you all very well know. So I'm just saying, spaceflight, I'm sure, is going to be very stressful.
Yeah, and I've been doing my mantra things.
I trust you. I trust you.
Okay.
I just want you to know.
I'm just gonna
big thing.
take the coffee away from her.
You take it away from her. She
and
doesn't
I'm
even
gonna
notice.
hand her my sleeping cap
Thank you.
because we've been having joint custody.
Let me know if y'all need anything else, Lacey. If you want to go over anything else.
Okay, yeah, we can go over it again.
Okay. Do you want to do that now?
No.
You sleep.
Hi, Oniko.
I'm gonna walk.
And she looks over it and smiles and shakes her head. And Dr. Patel goes, "Are you Luma? No, you're Luma."
Hi.
Hi.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Why don't you go
changed
take
her
a
name.
power nap, Dr. Patel?
Which
Dr. Patel?
What name?
Wait.
What?
Hold up. Yeah. No. Ileana's still back in Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is Anika. She says, "Wait. Someone picked a name? Someone got a name?"
Oh.
What? Yeah.
You point and she walks up to everybody and says, my group named me today. And gives you the same story about how she saw moonlight for the very first time and lots of talks, and then revealed that she wanted the name, and they said, "We can give you a name." And she asked for it, and so she reveals herself. She says, "My name is Moonlight."
Would you enjoy being thrown gently into the air?
Yes.
Are you talking about a hug? Is that what you're talking about?
A hug and then
A fairly cheerleader-esque maneuver.
You toss her up effortlessly into the air and bring her back down and catch her, and her eyes are wide, and she goes,
It's fun, right?
Anika just goes,
It looks slightly.
"Okay."
Why is it all sexual?
Oh.
I'm just saying words.
I don't know, man.
I always wanted to catch moonlight.
You set her down, and she says, "Well, we should have been doing that for space training this whole time," with a big smile on her face.
Aww.
Sal is standing over in the corner. He hasn't really seen any of this. He's just going,
Yes, practice.
over and over into his head. And he's practicing, he's fumbling, his big thick hands is fumbling a little bit, trying to learn the sign. And looks at you, Lacey, as all this is happening, and just goes, "Moonlight.
Can I just, I got the moment when she told me, can I just loop that on a video for him to practice off of?
Yeah. So you just bring that image up, and he kind of, so
I told you lately.
Moonlight
most
kind of,
amazing.
Learn it from you.
so Dr. Patel just goes, "Oh, that's a great name. That's a great name."
I'm gonna slowly walk her back to her room.
Are we going to bed now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, if you've
But
done
don't,
so well.
seriously, don't let me sleep too long. There's still, I just want to.
We're not going to the moon without you.
I just need to. I've never. This is a first for me too. I just want to go over the checklist a few more times, or I'm gonna. Okay, you lead her away.
My voice is so melodic. Go to sleep.
That's all you're shouting at her. Gotta sleep. I've got her, guys. Gotta sleep.
It's working. Brahms' Lullaby is public domain, just so you all know. I checked.
You come back a few moments later, and at this point, Moonlight and Sal, she takes him by the hand and leads him away, and it's just y'all in the room. It's just the group in the room. Oya is speechless. She's just doing this.
Aww. She is so valid.
Yeah.
She's like, I love them both so much.
Okay. This is our last night on Earth, maybe? Before we go up into space to the moon.
Okay. When you say it like that, it sounds crazy.
You mentioned bringing along Dr. Patel. Who else is coming with us?
Well, I meant like we're not gonna leave for the moon without her. Like we wouldn't just like put her to bed and then take off. Literally. I don't know. I don't even know if she wants to physically come with us. Is she coming with us?
Remember the thing when we all heard in the base that Ileana would kill her if she ever did anything risky ever again?
Yeah, maybe we should let her be the home base. Mm-hmm. She could be mission control. Is that what it's called?
Yep, that's exactly what it's called.
Sweet.
We should have known all of this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're going to the moon tomorrow.
Yep.
So just to go over it one last time. Who's coming? What are we doing? How are we getting back?
Who's captain for this?
This has got to be
Sweet
equal,
baby.
right? This has got to be
Not
equal.
Not it.
Captain Sweet Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not.
I look over at Honeybee.
Oya's like, no, remember? I said never.
Oh.
Remember that?
Cheater.
I said the infinity thing. I'm an authority on that.
She is the only one that could perpetually always be technically nose-goesing.
True.
I'm sure in every reality I'm
a
doing
cheat.
this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what if
Cheat.
we vote on the captain once we all go over what it is exactly that we need to do, and then we can democratically decide which one of us should probably bear the burden of leadership.
Do we need
We don't need a bear in space.
We don't need a captain. We need we could all
we captain
co-share it. It'd be like a moon board. Like a board of directors.
Like a terrible idea.
How about we all captain our particular mission? Like if you're in charge of the ship, you're the captain of the ship. If you're in charge of recon, you're the captain of recon. If you're the one collecting the C6 energy, you're the C6 captain.
You did the collector captain?
Yeah.
Sure.
How about that? We figure out our roles right now and we execute our roles independently and as best as we can because we may not be in constant communication once we're up there.
There might be something said to treating this as if it were a terrestrial mission. You wouldn't designate a captain when boarding Amelia. It's a similar
It's a little
situation.
different, I think.
Yeah.
We're on the moon. That's different than Earth.
What's the difference between Earth rolls and moon rolls?
Gravity is the first one off the top of my head.
That's a big
major
Got
one
moon
there.
boots.
Major one there. Air and atmosphere is also another big difference.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Water.
Which we have supplies for.
Yep.
Okay.
Supplies.
Okay.
We've been doing this for a long time.
What are
Also, if
what
you're
are-
within 100 tampons.
What are each of the? Say that
story.
again. Huh?
That story.
What's the
Nothing
story?
you need to worry about.
It's a story with Sally Ride.
that I know.
Do we have enough tampons on board?
NASA asked Sally Ride if 100 tampons were enough for her, 4-day space mission. No joke. That was a serious thing that they.
Because obviously a stigmata
It was like a week.
was going to happen.
She's gonna spend a week in space.
Sorry.
Way to go,
Is 100
NASA.
enough?
There's also the time when they develop makeup. No.
Where's that Hidden Figures movie? I want to watch that. Dumbass men at NASA,
Like a giant crate, like getting boarded. Like what's the prize in there?
Can women go into space, or are they just blood? We don't know.
You know what?
I would like to stipulate that there are the correct number of spacesuits in the correct number of sizes. Thank you.
That as well.
What are each of us the captain of?
Well, I've been practicing, charging different things. It was great to work with the worker bots, so they wouldn't have to go back to their charging stations. I could just give them a little boost to keep working.
I really appreciated it.
It's not as good as. I mean, I haven't really practiced on honey bee yet, or honey baby.
I know sometimes you have to do things the first time in going. I mean,
okay, maybe we should do that before we take off. So I'll just give
that'd be a good idea. Then I would still have time to repair any fuses that blew.
It's at that moment you all hear this sort of familiar like sound as around the corner comes a very familiar white bot that goes, "Hello, Lacey.
Hi, Florence.
Florence would like to ask you all if a medical bot would be necessary for this mission, as the vacuum of space has been known to cause health problems in the past."
It's probably good.
That's a very good point.
Florence for captain.
Oh.
Seconded.
No.
Oh, wait.
Veto that.
Maybe turn the volume down when we're in space, even though in space no one can hear.
I think
the
you're in
med
heavy
bot.
contention for second in command.
Understood. I shall lead you all with the efficiency of any medical bot.
We can't joke
What a
with
sweetheart.
Florence around. Florence doesn't understand joking, y'all. We
Not
can't
yet.
do that.
I'm not joking.
Maybe you
I need
don't
someone
understand
to tell me what
Florence's
to do.
humor.
Might as well be a robot.
Anton is like, we're all gonna die.
Look, all I know is I'm not going to be much help getting there and back, but when we're up there, and if we have to meet any people that might not like us up there, Cass and I are ready to
Okay.
clear the way to the energy. I don't know. I practiced saying like a really cool plan, but really I'm just going to hit things, and she's just going to hit things, and you.
Hops for captain.
Oh, you know what? No! That's not what I meant. I meant, I'm gonna be there to
You're the protection squad.
get a path. I mean,
You are
that's
the
what
brute
we're
squad.
good at. You should see her now. She's been training. It's pretty impressive.
Okay. So we've got protection squad when
Yeah.
we're on the base.
What would you like to do, Anton?
It's still a little fuzzy on how we're getting there, how we're
Rocket.
getting the energy, and how we're getting back.
Infiltrate and retrieve,
Okay.
and then float back down.
But like
It's just 3 things. I don't know why everyone is so afraid.
Luma for captain.
Yeah.
Seconded.
I already know.
Captain Luma.
I can't tell everyone what to do, but if you have ideas, I can help along the way.
What a good captain.
A captain isn't somebody who tells others what to do. A captain is somebody who listens to everybody on their team and coordinates and is a leader by example.
Anton for captain.
No, Luma's the captain.
You do sound like you have a
Anton would
wealth
be
of
a
captains.
terrible
I'm just saying.
I see no reality why Anton would be a good captain.
I was
just
like, how are they gonna, how
What
are
he
they gonna
said
get the
was
shield
very
jokes in there?
wise. And I feel like so far Anton's been the one who's tried to get this plan working too. So Luma too. Okay, co-captains.
Nope. Seconded for Luma, captain. That's 3 votes.
Are we taking a vote now?
We're taking a vote.
The
Oya?
nose thing isn't working.
Oh yeah, it says Luma. Oh no, Luma was the obvious choice from the beginning.
Then that's it.
What? Who said that?
Majority rules.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
She raises her hand.
Luma for captain.
Operation Moon Base.
Fine, I will take the honorary title of captain, but I swear, you better keep yourselves alive.
The first order. Oh yeah, it says. Yes, Captain.
Good. That is my first order as captain. Keep yourselves alive.
I can help with this, Captain Luma.
Thank you, second in command.
Okay.
Okay, so that's sorted.
Exo
So
Florence, I love it.
I feel like there's some kind of plan in place, right? We should have really had this done already.
We're reviewing. We're
We've just-
reviewing.
oh yeah, this
Review
is like there's a big chart on the wall that
We've
I
had
see.
the calendar on the wall for a while.
If you need the equations, I can post them.
No.
I've been working on them a lot.
No equations.
I've readjusted for the changes in mass-based non-equipment.
Lacey, I'd love to
Not-
take a look at your equations.
Not to mention
The
Lacey.
whole wall.
Not to mention Lacey, you've also had to compensate for the fact you're not going to have a mission control.
I know.
So you're going to be.
We will, Dr. Patel.
Dr. Patel's not going to have the capacity
That's
to give
true.
y'all telemetry. So you're literally going to have to be, Lacey, it just so happens that you have a technopath that has planetary scale power.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to mentally link with a satellite network back on Earth in order to get telemetry.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something that
So
I'm
there's this whole
stupid at.
plan.
Yeah.
No, I just thought of something that was stupid of me to not realize. I'm trained in mathematics. Why have I not been helping?
Oh,
Well, it's a little.
Why is she not? It is. I just realized. Oops.
So Bonnie, it's
You
totally,
forgot you were a genius?
I forgot I was a math person.
Well, hey, so listen. Here's the thing, though, is that we've done a lot of time jumps.
Oh,
It's been
that's
a
true.
month in the past 2 games. There's no reason in the world why we can't say Hops has been able to finally flex that muscle and be a huge help.
Look at me.
in
I
plotting-
erased something and put a 3.
I mean, you know the thing where you've written the whole piece, and then if you look at it, you will not see that typo like 12 different times, no matter how many times you
That's what I
reread
can
it. That, but equations, but hops.
Mathematical proofreading on the job.
We delivered pudding, because the proof is...
Oh dear God.
Because what? The
proof is where?
Is in the
proof
pudding?
is in where?
Got it.
And what?
Got it.
I had to print it out and then...
I want to be very like beautiful mind right now and Sherlock Holmes at the same time and be like, yeah, it's all good.
Go into your mind palace?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like do and
You know, John Knack.
Okay.
just that's all I did.
You guys even accounted for the fact that Anton and I change shape a lot of the time.
Yeah, and mass. So there's like
Yeah.
a variation there.
Yeah. Gosh, you guys
Seeing
are
some
smart.
pretty impressive stats coming up on that thing. You're basically using the shuttle. You've also had to attach whole new propulsion systems to the bottom half of it, which should not have been possible in your time frame. Again, stressing the fact that you all kind of break what's possible.
If it works,
I have
we
a
did.
question.
Yep.
Yes.
Our spacesuits.
Yes.
How flexible, no pun intended, are they
That's
to
not a pun.
our powers? Exactly. Or not a pun, but you know what I mean. No. I know. I'm trying to.
Don't you pun deny. Just let it roll.
Let me just say the words. I should just go.
No, Hops.
But you
What
know
were
what I
you
mean?
saying?
Like, how
Have we been able to personalize them so Anton can stretch?
exactly?
Hops can conduct
if I
electricity.
accidentally shoot a spark of lightning out of my suit, will I die in space?
You
is
won't-
my main
No.
concern.
So to answer this question,
I'm not letting you.
Did we have like an Incredibles moment where
for your suits, no.
incredible suits?
Your suits are gonna anytime you're in suits to compensate for the vacuum of space, those suits are going to respond to how material is going to respond when they come into contact with your powers. They're not specialized pieces of material. That is not something y'all had the bandwidth to create.
Yes.
However,
Rocket.
I was just curious. I didn't,
yeah.
didn't want to you.
So to answer your question,
be able to-
player
This
Bonnie,
is a good thing to know.
Bonnie the player, to answer your question.
Yeah.
Yes, no. When y'all are in your spacesuits, be very mindful of the fact that the only person who really doesn't have to worry too much, aside from Lacey, is going to probably be Cass. The rest of you, don't change shape. Don't elongate. Don't activate
I mean,
your
I can change
electricity.
shape
For
inside
God's
of
sake,
it.
do not phase through your suit.
Don't punch your helmet.
You just gotta. I just take a bigger suit just in case I need to.
Yeah, see, we
Well,
have
it's
a
fine, it's
variation of sizes so that if an astronaut thinks that a different size might be appropriate than what they initially planned, we do have that available.
I would say that y'all have a budget to actually. you have a budget for your space exploration that doesn't count on you constantly having to reuse stuff that you've been using for the past 15 years or such. So you're not in the same binding spot that NASA found itself in recently.
Mass is
We're
an
being
issue
very
and
topical. Sorry.
Being very topical.
Google space.
Yeah.
But I will say this: that suits of the modern age, they are adjustable. Do you remember? Let me put it this way: remember Back to the Future where he puts on the jacket and just
Yeah.
suits in this day and age, especially flight suits and stuff like that, can do that. They will adjust to the size and mass of whoever's wearing them.
and muscular definition.
Yeah, we look really badass. Like it's almost like Star Trek.
To answer your question, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But and so Anton, you would probably be able to elongate a little bit. You'd be able to stretch just a little bit, but you're not going to have a lot of room.
We're talking about outer space. I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
Don't
However,
punch your helmet.
also keep in mind too, remember the footage y'all saw in game number 1? Like the astronauts that are on that space station are not in suits; they're in flight suits, just like the astronauts are in present day on the station. So you're really only going to have to worry about those heavy space suits on liftoff. Well, actually, not even really on liftoff, but you're going to have to worry about them if you're ever going to be out in the vacuum.
I don't like this.
Lacey,
Okay.
Yeah?
how you holding up?
Everything's gonna work. It's gonna work well, and we're gonna fly into space, and
But how are you?
it's scary. I'm scared.
Yes.
It's really cool and it's everything I wanted, and I'm going to space tomorrow, and
That's all dead on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just... No one else can do it. Can anyone else do it?
Oh, God.
I promise I would if I could.
Same.
You're busy punching the moon.
You had to get me there first.
That's a good reason to get there.
Deal? But also, if there's anything else to do, because I'm real useless on that spaceship and I'm good at snacks.
I'll give you the inventory list of the snackage that we did. Yeah. Double
I'm a
check.
stress
Snack
I
party.
attack!
Quartermaster. Quartercaster.
As we move closer into the evening, it almost feels like as every half hour clicks by, it's that tomorrow's the opening day of the play kind of anxiety.
The play's on the moon.
But are we infiltrating the museum in the evening?
So keep in mind too, y'all have free reign to that museum. You can come and go as you please on that one.
What's optimal lunch time?
Did I... Luma laid in a, curatorial,
Yes.
down for building maintenance, water and power shut off,
Have the
everyone go home,
least
clear
amount
the
of
space.
people.
It's closed.
Yeah, because we don't
It's been
want
on construction.
Yeah, we don't want anyone else to be there, because that would not be safe.
Would
for
there
them.
be less people there at night as well? Should we go the following night?
Well, that was why the curator,
The curator
was
I
like,
shut it down.
there's going to be water and power shut down, no one's there. Sort of
She
thing.
Tyler Durden this. She got the buildings empty, so no one's going to be harmed.
Except for janitor Bob in
Yeah.
the corner.
No.
Make sure he's evacuated.
Bonnie, no!
Just saying, janitor Bob, man.
He's coming to the moon.
I'm going to do a team intrusion where y'all are doing your Armageddon walk to the space shuttle, so to speak, and Trevor's going to be there with a gun going,
Damn it, Trevor!
damn it, Trevor. I'm not going to let you steal the space shuttle, guys. Don't make me use this.
Trevor!
They don't pay you that much.
You really don't. Especially now.
Trevor went into a new line of work. After that day, he decided security job wasn't for him.
He became janitor Bob, and now during our slow motion walk, we'll just have the random guy in the back going, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. Cass had a question. Was that you who had a question earlier? What's the optimal time for launch?
Yeah.
So
Day?
I'm assuming, based off the rolls, the thing is that, to be blunt, we've reached actually a part in the advancement of these characters where you guys have become powerful enough that unless I throw a GM intrusion at you, I'm comfortable saying you can pick when you're going, because you rolled well enough when you set this whole business up that no one suspects what's happening. And so you can pick a window where no one is allowed in the building and use that. Also, keep in mind, you're not going to be, the booster rockets that are going to propel you through the atmosphere is not what's being fired when y'all take off. It's going to be a vertical takeoff on rotating jets that are literally like a Harrier almost underneath the shuttle to get y'all up and out. And that is going to be what helps propel y'all into the higher atmosphere. And then the boosters, the other engines that have been attached to the back of this thing is what's going to carry y'all up.
Just to visualize it, because I think how it is now, the Endeavor is suspended and horizontal. But are we assuming that it's displayed vertically?
No, it is horizontal. It is literally parked right.
So we're going to drive.
Because let me put it this way, you have a lot more to contend with if you go through the ceiling.
Sure.
So getting it through a wall is going to be a lot easier on you.
What about the buildings next to it?
Well, keep in mind,
XP.
This is in corporate LA,
just a wall.
so there's a lot. There's not going to be alleyways and stuff like that. So in corporate Los Angeles has huge spaces between each building and skyscraper.
Okay.
And the Space Center of Pyramid Star, the museum itself, is built off on the side of the corporate building itself. So between that corporate building and the next building over, which is Traeger, that's a good 800 feet.
And if we hit them,
I do see here that under your space shuttle collision policy for your building that you are covered.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do a very early morning launch.
Oh, okay.
Because that's gonna be what minimizes air traffic.
Exactly. Your window is
concern.
probably going to be closer to around 4 to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I think 5 a.m. is probably a good launch
Yeah.
window.
So
I'm staying up. I'm too excited. I can't sleep.
Yeah, there's no way I'm sleeping.
I'm probably
Yeah,
not going to
that's
sleep
good.
either because,
tried
my
to
hat
sleep.
is over there.
Took a nap earlier today, and then I was awakened when I was alerted by my setups that I activated anytime we came into contact with Casey Montgomery. So
Yeah.
about 20
We
minutes
have
ago.
not talked about.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, you have been messaging back and forth. At least Melissa has been sending you messages, checking in on you, find out how you're doing.
How's she doing?
How you doing?
She's adjusting. She's not living in Los Angeles anymore. She's moved up to San Francisco.
Good for her.
But she checks in on you daily, and has admitted to you that checking up on you is helping her as well. So the
that.
two of you guys
Yeah.
have been sort of corresponding back and forth. She knows something is up because she also is a smart cookie, and she knows that but she also knows not to press it, specifically because she remembered what happened last time she tried to get up in your business.
Yeah. And I made a mistake of signing off, being like, "Gotta shuttle out of here. See you later."
Ah,
I
damn
was
it.
like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Delete.
I send a message to my dad's.
Okay.
Yeah, we all gotta say goodbye to our people.
Yeah, that's what I was
Again,
gonna do.
last night on Earth.
Yeah.
So.
So why don't we do this? Tell me
Ma.
what y'all do. Because once you do, we're gonna go to break, and then when we come back,
Lift off.
Baby. Yes, definitely. Sorry.
Come on. Justin will take care of you.
There it is.
Feels good.
Feels good to say. Huh? Feels good to say.
Look, you turned me invisible. It's just a ship. It's way less hard. Come on. It'll be fine.
way less hard.
all right. So if y'all want to do anything, tell me what you want to do now. Your last nights before the mission.
That's all I'm doing. I try to sleep, I fail, but yeah. I
Okay.
send a message to my dad's, thanking them for telling me that I could do this, and I'm gonna go be a hero for them.
All right. Message sent.
Just a regular message I'm gonna send to Mom and Dad. Nothing that alerts them that we're doing anything out of the ordinary. Everything's fine, and I'll see them soon.
Okay.
That's it.
I'll message KP. Just see you on the other side.
KP, being one of the few people whose family that knows what you're doing, he has been purposely keeping himself away, not only because of the warnings he gave last time about him being concerned that he might be a variable, but his concern is also he's too close to this, and you can sense that as a being that was constructed as a clone, he is predictably so as human as everybody, and there is no doubt that that stiff upper lip silence that he gets every time the conversation comes up is a father figure trying desperately not to stress out his child by showing how scared he is. And so you get a reply message that just says, "Clear skies. I love you."
Wow. I love you too.
I'll also be sending parental messages. I have been informing my mother, not of specifics, but I know that she is also one of those people, like Mrs. Patel, that if I get hurt, she'll kill me. So I've been informing her that there is something dangerous happening, but it's important for a while now to get her used to it.
Okay.
And so the message is, just, it's time, I love you, I'll see you on the other side. And I also send a message to the dads and just say, I'll be right by our hero's side. Love you.
Okay. I'm guessing you send this at a period of time where it's not going to be received until the next morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next,
Schedule
it's
send.
a schedule
timed.
send.
Okay.
And
I see it in the buffer, dang you.
Just a quick collective. I'm going to contact Casey. What is everyone's opinions? You can say yes, no. Quick vote.
On contacting her?
On contacting her with a yes, a story will be written, or no, a story won't. Like, we won't contribute to the story, or she can write one on her own. She's going to write one either way. So it's either a yes, you will contribute, or no, you won't. And the story's...
Can we tell her, if you don't hear from us in a couple of days, write whatever you want?
We died in space.
We can write a dead trans switch.
She knows that she knows that there's something
going on.
happening tomorrow.
I would say I'd be okay with, I guess, her writing something if she doesn't hear back from us. But maybe when all this is done, maybe our story should be told and how we want it told.
If we don't have time to do everything we need to do, people need to know. They need to know about things like Tails.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fights left to fight.
Yeah.
I vote yeah.
I vote yeah.
Yes.
I've been advocating from the beginning that we should be public. I think this is a good step. It's on your terms and your time.
Yeah. Anton, Oya,
Oya just goes,
as little or as much as you want to be involved is okay.
I mean, the truth is I agree with what she's said so far, but I've been kind of pushing back against it because I could feel every day it feels like our old life slips further and further away from us. And I had a problem with that at first. But I think I think no matter what happens, I'm happy with this life too. And yeah, I'm okay with this.
Okay.
I do want to remind you, a pinky promise is not a legally binding contract. But after seeing your interaction with her, I think I'll go with my gut. I think she can be trusted.
Okay. Well, I'll write her a message right now, and if you guys want to just send me anything quick that you'd like me to include, just in case, any information you'd want her to write about.
Also, if we get back alive, I really want to meet Sophia.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Huge
Oh my
fan of
God,
Pink
right?
Sophia.
We have to meet Sophia if we get back.
Can we get pictures with her? Like a
Just
selfie
like,
or something? I don't
my
know.
mom will lose her mind.
You get a large zip file full of documents.
Yeah.
I just want to walk up behind Luma and put my arms around you. It's my way of helping.
I'm also gonna write my ma, but I'm gonna get Oya's help, so it's like a little virtual reality message because I've never sent one of those before, and I think she would really appreciate that, and just like saying I love her, and like so I will pop up in like her world wherever she's at. Hopefully not like in a raid or something because that would be dangerous, but it'd be a very dangerous distraction, like in the woods. Hey, ma!
Oh, damn it, Hops. Wait, what?
And I'm also going to ask Lacey for a little help and look up a person named Butch and send him a little message saying hello and that I miss him, and kind of let him know how much of an inspiration he was. Because I'm sure he's seen the news too and been like, thanks for all the training.
How's Charlie settling in at KP's?
Charlie is actually. It took him a while to sort of adapt to the opulence of the atmosphere and didn't want to seem like he was taking advantage, but has established this funny rapport with KP, where KP is very dry and serious all the time, and Charlie has that Chark attitude, so he's constantly poking at KP, much to Mendoza's gratification. As his employer, he could never do that, but they've developed sort of the last few times that you've seen them, they're becoming a little bit of a sitcom over there.
It's the odd couple.
Right.
And
you can see it as like a Tony Stark happy Spider-Man situation.
yeah, it's in that. It's definitely in that arena for sure. But for the most part, Charlie's actually taking this time to deal with the feelings that led him to where he is. He's really taking this time. He's not doing anything except for giving himself space, which he's admitted to you is terrifying, because there's this sense of urgency, like he needs to be doing something productive.
I try to explain reflect, and I don't do a good job.
Basically, as he explains to you this urgent feeling to try to get his life back together right now, you start hearing a little bit of similarity of the situation that you're in when you hate being still, but everything you need for yourself right now is to be still just for a second. And he's learning how to take care of himself right now. And he also mentions that Charlie has started, or that KP has been asking him a bunch of questions about his theater.
Because he's an artist in residence.
Yep.
KP's
Just a real nice residence.
He's just a part of the arts, right?
So, with that,
I spent the last night with Luma, if that's cool with Luma.
Yes.
Yeah, just checking.
Whoa, talk about a plan.
the Jon Snow moment, knocking on the door.
Whoa.
Already at the door. Thank you. I can't sleep. I can't believe I'm captain. This is ridiculous. I'm excited, but also, and then just shut the door as I'm just...
Shut the door. The moon passes overhead, almost ominously, but also, well, I mean...
I'm also sending many messages that are like on mute and ready to be read when they want to Lacey, because I know I just want them to have constant communication while also constant silence, where they can choose to see moments of encouragement without me being constantly in their space.
So a Luma file pops up in your visual.
And one, you showed us how to make the only open if we time bomb message. I'll leave one of those for my mom.
I basically,
They can be
I send a
retracted.
template file around.
Yep. Cool.
And I'll send a bundle of them.
Okay. Thanks.
So the night passes, and we get closer and closer to the dawn. And before we go to break, we start with everyone, many of you who did not sleep a wink last night,
Used to it.
sitting up and realizing that this is it. Everyone's gonna saddle up, leave Blue Dolphin Base, and head straight for corporate LA. And then from there, the stars. We will be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody.
Again?
love
We didn't
you.
catch it, but Sam said, "I'm not dying in space" before cameras went live. So that is the context of, again,
Don't matter.
just too good.
Forever.
I love you.
I love you. This is getting in.
That was one I wasn't present for, right? I wasn't there.
That was the, yeah. That was the,
Good, because my captaining wouldn't have let anybody.
not on my watch.
No,
I'm full of shit. I'm full of shit.
So you got. How many people died in Shielded Tomorrow? That was my fault, Eric.
I mean,
Oh my gosh! Why do
You really want to start this position with that conversation? Okay.
No,
Let's
let's
do
let
it.
it go.
Do not curse the
get into
position
this.
of
All right,
captain.
Shield of Tomorrow stats. How many crew members
On our
did
watch.
Captain Martinez lead to their deaths?
oh dear. Zadis was not one of them. Hey.
No, he was not.
Good.
Sunrise carries with it. I should say it's actually.
Pre-sunrise.
It's
Yeah,
actually,
we have to watch in the morning.
That's true.
This is like 2, 3 a.m.
It's yeah.
It's the witching hour.
The light has barely begun to creep over the horizon. This lighter shade of blue, as you are all entering the Space Museum. You are here at corporate LA, with full access as per usual. It's kind of that slow motion Tombstone Armageddon walk. or roll, as it were, as y'all all move towards the sectioned off area where the Space Shuttle Endeavour is resting. And lining the walls near the space shuttle are all these Traeger work robots that have been powered down. Ominously just situated, lining these walls.
I want to trip in my
There is
slow motion walk.
nobody. This whole area is clear. There's a few of the night, sort of the night watch lights that are on.
Nightbots.
Essentially, just like every now and then you see like a cleaner bot move past. But as y'all are approaching, you're moving towards the shuttle itself in the sectioned off area on a single wooden chair, sitting in front of the shuttle in a very fine looking business suit with a teacup on a saucer. Sipping.
Mother's dreamboat's here.
Sweet.
Sees you all approaching and goes, I made the mistake of thinking you were going to do this at night. I don't know that much about space travel, I have to admit. And he sets the teacup down. You're looking at the clone, the Kylan Kraus that you have been warned about many a time.
Cass, there's some debris in the way of our launch.
I'll just clear that up.
And he's not in your way.
What are you doing here?
What do you want?
I saw some discrepancies last night in some of the activities that have been taking place right underneath my nose. I don't know how you did what you did.
Well, we did it well.
I review calculations again in my head to make sure that's true.
You hear Dr. Patel's voice in your ear from Blue Dolphin just going, what do you want me to do? What can I do?
Stand by.
Standing by. He sets the teacup down on the ground and says, I want to make sure I understand exactly what it is that I think is about to happen. You plan on boarding this mutilated shuttle and taking it where exactly?
For a joyride.
You did not.
This is really hard.
It's called a makeover.
Yeah.
We all know I can't stop you.
So true.
It's also probably best you don't know anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's probably true too.
So why are you here?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You missed us.
I think maybe there was a part of me that just wanted you to know that I knew.
Yeah, ego. That's what I thought.
Oh, it's the games thing again.
You could write a letter, right? Isn't that the ongoing thing?
It's really
Rook to 7-5.
How the hell?
We win.
That's not how chess works,
Checkmate.
but
You
it's
say
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
That.
How do you plan on getting the shuttle out of here?
Why don't you step back and shut the hell up?
I also suggest that you clear out of this building.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to move.
He looks around and says, well,
Unless you have like a garage door opener that you want to, open a wall or something. You're probably not much help here. So
this was supposed to be the last resting place of the shuttle. This has been walled in.
yeah,
There's no door out.
cool.
Oh, wow. We didn't know that. Wow. Thanks.
Well, I guess whatever you're doing is probably to counter a mutual enemy.
Yes. That is true.
Well, I guess good luck then.
Thank you.
Cass is moved and kind of mad about it.
All right. He just says, I should tell you, I don't know what you're going to find up there. I wouldn't have been much use to you if you had told me what you were doing.
Isn't it? Never mind. Nope.
Nice.
I can only tell you this, that the astronauts that were permitted to go on these missions are unusual.
We don't know what you're talking about.
We literally don't know what you're talking about.
The astronauts that are waiting for you up there.
Wait, up what are we, where are we?
But if we were, what would you be saying?
You're going to the moon.
I think he figured it out, Anthony.
He doesn't know everything.
You have to be. There's no reason to install that much fuel, which I'm assuming is stolen, or I don't know where you got the
Go
reason.
on to the other part you were about to tell us about our hypothetical plan that we're definitely not doing, but if we did, what would we find?
What she said.
The astronauts that you might find up there, they're another generation of astronauts that were selected for very unusual reasons that I personally did not have a hand in. Every astronaut that has ever gone to the Pyramid Star Base has had no attachments. They were deliberately selected each time, no matter what their qualifications were, because there were plenty that were more qualified. But the ones who were selected had no earthly attachments. Something I noticed about 10 years ago. And when the last batch went up, it was the same thing. I think we can all admit now that when we come across discrepancies like that in this day and age, it usually means something is fucked up.
In your selection process of astronauts, if something else, you had less than the best qualified astronauts?
Yeah, that's correct. Which means
I didn't know.
something is unusual, for sure. For sure.
At this point, Cobalt flings out his two arms, and the two
He jumps when you do that.
Yeah, two halves of the plasma rifle come out, and he sticks them together and aims it at Kylan.
His eyes go wide, and he goes,
whoa.
Listen, I have a new way for you to participate. You are going to send a manifest of everybody you've sent to the moon directly to us.
I haven't sent anyone. I'll give you any of the information that Lacey hasn't probably already stolen.
And you are going to stop messaging whoever you are messaging.
Who says I'm messaging anyone?
I am going to tell you now. You are stop messaging whoever you are messaging.
And if it's my ma, you're in big trouble.
Hops.
Sorry.
He lowers his hands and he starts to slowly walk towards you.
I put myself right in the middle.
Okay.
I know you're pointing a gun, but it works anyway.
You step in front of the gun, and he continues to walk right up to you, Cass. And he comes to a stop in front of you and he says, Cass, gun, same thing. I'm looking you in the eyes now and telling you, what's going to happen to me if you fail? There's nothing that can come out of that barrel or at the end of your fist that's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so the astronauts are expendable? Just stop being cryptic and tell us what you're trying
Told
to say.
you everything I know and I'll send you the manifest.
You're useless.
Corp.
Okay.
You're going to miss your launch window. He goes into his coat, pulls out a data pad and enters a few things and swipes it, and you all see a request to send information.
I accept his airdrop.
Pops up, and you see files. Files that you actually hadn't spotted before. They were not on his...
Yeah, I can't go in his effing computer. It turns out there's like a demon in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
That's why we don't know them.
Yeah, that's why I can't get more info.
The demon firewall is a real
Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
A hellfire wall.
Unfortunately.
hellfire wall.
Oh, it's funny.
I appreciate you.
47 astronauts up there. Not a single one of them apparently has
47.
any... All of them are registering the same... Kylan's right.
Do they ever come home?
They're on a 6-month cycle.
They're on a 6-month cycle, as Lacey says, but I've actually never been a witness. I've received reports that they've come back home, and supposedly there's been press coverage. But keep this in mind. Fletcher runs Nystral as well. He is behind everything. At this point, I don't trust anything I've seen that's only in digital display. So, have they come home? Yes? Or have they? I'm afraid the only contributions I can make is to put more questions in front of you that you may have not been able to ask before.
This is not the time I have to fly a rocket.
You're gonna miss your launch window. When it's discovered that I let you do this, or when it's assumed that I let you do this, let's just say whatever you're planning on doing, if it doesn't succeed, well, this will probably be the last time we meet, which I'm sure you'll be very pleased about.
If what we're doing doesn't succeed, this will definitely be the last time we ever meet.
He looks at you and says, I don't know you.
It's going to stay that way.
We'll see.
For the record, your corporation is bullshit.
Yes, I think that was one of the first things you said to me, Cass. It's not my corporation. Kill Fletcher and it will be, though.
Well, now I have mixed feelings all over again.
Oh,
Everyone on the bus.
You guys filter past him, and
We started this mission without him, and we're gonna.
you
finish
give
it
him the
without
eye.
him.
me too. My
Does he
mom
leave?
likes them.
No, he just stands there as you all move past him,
You really need to move.
and he looks as everybody starts. You all go behind the curtain, so to speak. He watches you all one by one until eventually he just lowers his head, and kind of like a showman leaving the stage, you see him slowly walking into a spotlight from overhead, just a shadow figure moving off until finally he reaches one of the elevators, where you just see his silhouette turn and look at all of you before he steps back and
Ugh, so dramatic.
Right?
We're totally getting under his skin
You looked small.
because he missed us. We're very likable.
Okay.
the Endeavor. Wings. What's revealed is a monument to the Endeavor's days of glory and a new vision of space travel. The wings have been removed, which keep in mind the wings on a space shuttle, they're not necessarily detachable the way you might think.
No.
So it's so they have been removed, and in their place are the metal strips that resemble softly glowing blue struts that run down her sides. The infusion of force field technology combined with the new repulsor technology and rotating hyperjet nozzles under her underside. She'll be ready for her final mission and a sight for the unprepared to gawk at. She's also this gorgeous metallic soft blue color, completely painting over the old white. She has sort of a glitter about her, but preserved on the side of that shuttle is the words Endeavor.
Okay.
They're just in deep, deep blue.
Are we on board?
You all saddle up
Honey baby, come here.
and says, "We are ready, Operator Lacey."
All right. Before we left, like in the week before, I cleared out one of the supply closets and I put in just like a piece of wood so that you can't really see there's a cabinet under there. So I go in that, I open that, and then I get out of my chair
Okay.
and I hide Aurora in there so no one will see her and no one will find her and no one will mess with her while I'm up in space.
You hear Sweet Baby say, "We will be back." And Aurora just says, "Affirmative." It just registers the okay.
Be back for you. Climb into the harness on
You
Honey Baby.
Honey Baby leans down and you just grab up and harness in. And you all watch as
Badass.
Lacey basically situates themselves inside the chest compartment of this huge war droid. And the chest compartment goes,
Sweet honey Lacey.
and the armor plates just go right over the top, completely enveloping and protecting. This is sort of like this pyramidal-like shape of coming to a point, essentially functioning like a cockpit in the middle of this robot. And you see you see the green reticle of Honey Baby start to fluctuate a little bit as it starts inputting and interfacing with the mind of Lacey. And then you see that familiar green glow that comes out of Lacey's eyes now emanating around the edges of Honey Baby. And the droid just goes, accepted.
Oh. God.
And Lacey, now Honey Baby, just pulls itself up into the shuttle.
Let's go to space.
Go, honey, Lacey.
There's a
It's not my birthday.
The seats in the shuttle itself have all been designated for everyone. There's a seat that has been missing, and there has been a sort of this groove that has been carved out in the metallurgy and smoothed over for a place for a droid to literally lay back and latch in.
Yes.
There are these. You see these twisting, almost like screw-like objects in the back. That as soon as Honey Baby sits down and leans back, these screws go right up into the back shoulder plates of the robot, securing it immediately. And so you're in a very comfortable laying down position.
Oh, that is so Shui. Oh, Shui.
And one by one, y'all suit up, zip up. I can hear the Explorers theme song blasting in my head right now.
Like close-ups of our hands.
I have the helmet on, but you see the skull mask through the visor.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we all need like cool symbols or something. Or I get a lightning bolt. I don't know why.
My suit is blue.
I am Honey Baby.
Yes.
Right.
You've had time to decorate.
Yeah, right.
Everyone is situated inside.
Yeah. Everyone got their seatbelts
From
on?
this angle, even though you're laying back behind these suits, you can interface and see the shuttle.
Everything.
One by one, you see the lights start to flicker on, and all the lights in the interior switch on,
Affirmative, Captain. Seatbelts are on.
and it begins to heat up.
I just, before we launch, just want to give one quick, you all are so fucking rad, and let's go save the goddamn planet.
Yes! Dawn! I feel like you should have said it
she's
with
not
a
done. She's not done.
There's more.
Just
more to the captain's
this is counting as an encouragement against defense tasks right now.
Oh, damn, I'm looking for skills.
Nice.
I need to fly.
Oh, I can't though.
Skill. Oh,
Only
skills that you're
skills that
trained.
I'm
Oh,
trained
damn,
in.
yeah. We
Yeah.
need to get you trained in piloting.
Help me! Defense, just in case.
You never know.
Valid.
Defend against the wall. Let's go to the moon.
Good speech, Captain. Good speech.
Copy that, Captain.
You feel the vibrations of the shuttle begin to, and the wheels immediately, like you've got a little bit of forward momentum as Lacey is just focusing as the shuttle begins to turn. Its jets begin to activate. From behind, the air all in the museum suddenly becomes wave and distorted as heat begins to blast into the building. You begin to situate towards the planned wall, the path of least resistance between the inside and the exterior of this building as the shuttle begins to position itself. And after a few moments, y'all are watching the sort of the world turn a little bit until you come across the appointed walled area, which also has a big blue spray painted spot.
We don't have to. I turn on the spotlight. The
Oh,
blue
right.
Spotlight.
That's right. That's right. You told me you were doing that. So lights activate immediately.
So where everybody is situated, there are kind of like 6 seats in a row type of thing, even though Honey Lacey is up in front. There's 8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the 6 Callisto, and you, Moonlight, and Cobalt.
Oh, Moonlight's up.
Oh.
Oh. Got it.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I should have said. Oh, I should have. Let's retroactively
rewind.
just say that during that whole situation, she was very much not in line of sight and keeping down from.
I made my mass a little bigger and just stood in front.
Because upon approach and seeing him, Moonlight would have immediately been like,
Nope.
Yeah, noped the fuck out.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know.
Healthy, we support you.
Yes.
And I'm not going to make Moonlight roll for stealth because that is just what they do.
So Moonlight and I are in the back 2 seats, and my chair has been modified to accommodate what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Yep.
And so Cobalt sits, and there are 2 sort of metal, like
essentially rods.
Rods, yeah.
Pylons.
Pylons, exactly. We must construct additional. And then you see from his implants, there's sort of like a cable that comes and connects to those rods. And he slowly starts to generate the energy that's needed.
On top of the hum of the engine of the shuttle, the power flowing from the Callisto energy source in your body into the shuttle causes this wave of distortion to wash over the entire interior of the shuttle. You all see this blue glow begin to emanate, and at first you think it's from Cobalt's powers activating, but you begin to realize it's actually the light shining through the surface of the shuttle from the spotlight that's hitting the wall in front of y'all. All of you begin to notice that you're taking on sort of a dark coloration at first, like you get a little more contrasted, and then it begins to lighten up to the point where you're becoming a little see-through.
Words of encouragement. This has happened before. It's gonna tickle, but it's okay.
Yeah, a little bit of dizziness washes over all of you.
And nausea. If you're underwater. Grabs hand.
Honey Baby begins to register a complete loss. Lacey, Honey Baby begins to register a complete loss of orientation, as its sensors are beginning to lose an idea that it's laying down. It does not know that it's laying down anymore. Honey Baby is just like searching for a point of origin, as all of a sudden it loses physical contact, even though it's still part of the shuttle at this point. You pour it all in.
So I'm activating my resonance field, and that is, I start fading out, but in place is a bright blue glow.
You're doing it, Peter!
You're like the traveler.
Yeah.
You begin to focus.
And it slowly starts pouring from my body into those rods.
Wait, Xander, how are you doing that for real? Whoa.
I know.
Oh, wait!
I know.
I didn't even see it.
And it slowly spreads out from those rods that are connected to the floor over to the seats, and then to the walls, and I'm pushing as hard as I can.
Your body begins to fade further than you've ever gone since you have been rescued. You begin to feel yourself tipping towards that edge, that precipice of where they found you. And as it's happening, the whole shuttle begins to ripple around everyone. And the forward momentum, Lacey, it's now or never.
All right.
And can I say, I see that Kylan's face in my mind, and that just gives me the motivation to push it even further.
Your hands squeeze hard on the pylons as you guys begin to pass through the wall. The roar of the engines of the shuttle's installed rotating jets begins to just fill this room into a deafening sound, and slowly you begin to pass through the wall, and the drain on your body, Cobalt, is unlike anything you've experienced. It feels like you're being pulled out of your own skin for a moment. There's no pain. It's that horrible sensation of blacking out, except for it feels literally like you're beginning to fall into a tunnel. Your hands begin to tremble as slowly the shuttle begins to pull out. From the back side of this building, people who would have been walking would be astonished to watch a ghost shuttle begin to move through an exterior, like out of the wall of this building. And all you can do at this point, Cobalt, is to let go. You are pushing yourself to the limits. I'm going to need you to lose 10 points out of your intellect pool.
Oh, yep.
So many
we knew it was coming.
points.
Yeah.
I'm still okay.
You begin to feel a wave of exhaustion fall over you as you push yourself beyond the capacity you've ever pushed before. Those pylons, however, doing the job that they were meant to do, keeping you from fading out of existence. You can only go so fast, Lacey. Y'all had planned this out. This was gonna be hard on him. You can hear the grunts and the whimpers and the grinding of his teeth through the helmet into the comms as he's and it lasts a little too long. If you've got 10 more points, you're gonna lose those from. You get to pick the pool. But
Speed.
Speed, and if it spills over, then it spills over.
Can I?
It's still okay.
Okay.
There's nothing I can do.
Nothing
'Cause I
anybody can do.
Enable others for physical tasks.
Yeah.
This is an
right.
applied cost for him to do
Just
this.
for moral support, I want to be like, Cobalt.
Yeah.
Gotta concentrate.
This is sorry.
You finally begin to emerge. Just the back. I'm gonna have it cost another 5 points that you cannot trim down, and then you will have cleared the wall.
I can do it if I pull it from might.
Okay.
You got this.
You can nap the rest of the trip.
You can do it.
Holy shit.
Almost there. Almost there.
And then you finally hit the checkpoint marker that you have been tracking to make sure that you've cleared the entire. Looking back through the rear cameras, Lacey, you can see the wall moving away from the shuttle.
Mark, you got it.
If you want to come back, I need another 5 points from you.
Oh,
I can do it.
Okay.
It will put me at 0 in speed
Okay.
it's okay. You don't have to be very fast in
and
space.
intellect,
You can take a recovery.
but I still have 4 might left.
Okay.
Okay.
It almost takes you out. The drain is astonishing. And as you clear that wall,
Reach your web.
Cobalt,
Oh yeah.
you feel letting it all drop, and suddenly you are all overcome with a wave of dizziness as your body solidify along with the shuttle. You hear alarms going off in the shuttle for a split second as
fine.
the computers are automatically registering some kind of emergency event,
fine,
like an impact. And sweet honey baby as well immediately registers impact, and then it all clears up.
You got this, Endeavor.
Cobalt, you sink back into the chair. You feel
Just pass out.
you
done.
you
got it.
basically
Yeah.
the machine in the pit of despair. Is
You
kind
did
of
it.
how you feel at
Yeah.
this moment. You just kind of sink back into the chair.
All right,
Florence.
And
He's
you
all
Yeah,
yours.
Florence.
y'all are outside. Florence detaches and says, "Florence, medical bot is active. Who requires medical attention?
What do you
Activate
think?
Cobalt protocol.
Cobalt protocol activated. Stimulants ready." Hello, Cobalt. Do not worry. You will be fine. I am Florence, a medical bot, and I am here to help you.
Thank you.
And then you see it activate into the suit area where it's able to get into your, basically have contact with your skin through a protected screw, like an attachment space on your elbow. And it begins to immediately, you feel a little bit of that charge coming back to your muscles as a stimulant is injected into your system, like an adrenal stimulant. But the taxation on your body, you feel sort of the normality returning as you black out. I'm sorry, friends, but it looks like he's lost consciousness. I'm happy to report, though, he is stabilizing.
We monitor vitals.
Monitoring vitals.
Okay. Commencing launch sequence.
One thing down, 2 to go.
You turn right and see the open space of which you're going to do a vertical takeoff, which is the square of corporate Los Angeles.
I love you, beautiful you. You've got this.
I love you, Luna.
Okay.
Let's get off this piece of shit planet.
Let's go to the moon.
You're my
What
hero,
she
Lacey.
We.
You're my hero, Lacey.
You got this.
Jinx.
Oh, damn it.
And drive.
All systems are in the green, and all of you feel lurched as the carrier boosters immediately activate on the bottom of this. And the shuttle begins to lift from the ground vertically.
Okay, I just made a realization. This is either going to be our shuttle bus or our
finish that
sarcophagus or the sarcophagus.
Oh my God, I'm
And
gonna throw up! Why are you like
wanted
this?
to tell everybody, I love you all. Pops, I'm glad you're in my life again.
Me too.
Cobalt, I'm sorry you're unconscious, but if you were awake, man, I tell you, you're awesome.
Good job.
I can relay the message when he becomes conscious again.
You're the worst, Florence. I hate you.
Time for that.
The shuttle begins to gain more and more momentum as it begins to leave the skyline, and then the rear engines activate as it begins. You feel the lurch forward, and y'all begin to accelerate.
Oh, jeez.
And you begin to angle up towards the sky more and more and
when does
more.
this get
as it
easier?
angles the trajectory. Currently, you start to pull 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. The rear boosters activate.
Jeez.
And as soon as that happens, y'all lurch forward and start accelerating. And then back again. As y'all begin to take off straight towards the back of the sky. 2 Gs now as y'all begin to accelerate, and the altitude is just, it's astonishing. The ticker, watching the altitude change, but the speedometer hits 100 mph, 1,000 mph. then 2,000 mph after a few seconds. You'll be,
Gotta look so cool.
a few seconds later, y'all are hitting
I meant from the outside.
y'all hit about 2.8 Gs. You're feeling twice your weight sinking back onto all of you. And the shuttle just continues to rattle.
Practicing the stillness. I'm practicing the stillness.
Marshmallow.
I'm freaking out, man. Shit.
All right. Outside the windows of the shuttle, you begin to see the flames gathering around the exterior as the temperature on the exterior begins to rise. The wings that have essentially activated, these force field wings, are actually holding just fine. Everything is working as planned, thanks to an astonishing amount of rolls from you guys. But you hit about 3,500 miles per hour and break through Mach 3. Just
Nope. I threw up in my mouth. I swallowed it.
3 Gs as y'all begin to leave the atmosphere. It takes about 130 seconds or so. 6 million pounds of thrust as y'all explode through the sky. Just from everyone down in Los Angeles. At this point, Lacey, you begin to hear conversations. Radio transmissions that are being picked up. The United States Air Force has spotted you all.
Oh, we should have thought about that.
We did. It's on our
And then they lose contact as the shuttle goes and cloaks, turning into a comet.
Thank you, guys.
Flying up. Y'all breach through the cold morning air and cause an aura of blue and white yellowish light just trailing behind all of you as the cloaking mechanism fluctuates all around and the shuttle is just rattling. But after a few seconds, Cass, you glance outside the window and your breath catches as you see this heavenly blue glow begin to sink away from you. You begin to see the curvature of the planet and the night lights that scatter across North America and the cloud cover and the darkness. And as you begin to leave that blue orb that you're launching from, all of you start to turn your heads because through the windows is the sunrise that was seconds away from hitting Los Angeles.
A month ago, I'd never left the city.
Best vacation.
Main engine
ever.
cut off. 3, 2. Honey baby goes, main engine cut off. All of you begin to feel the acceleration, the weight, the Gs, they begin to drop rapidly in the past few seconds, going from 3 Gs to 1. And then suddenly, you all feel different.
Set timer, mark next maneuver.
You begin to feel the atmosphere begin to pop in your ears a little bit as the shuttle begins to adjust to the pressure. And then you hear the last thrusters as they finish their run.
Like diving.
Launch completed, you hear sweet honey baby say. And then at that point, Luma, you jump a little bit as one of your earrings has floated up in front of your eyes, looking almost like, for a split second, you thought an insect or something had gotten on board, but it was just flying in your field of vision. My little tribute to Space Camp. See it. It's a funny, ridiculous movie. So you...
Can I take my helmet off?
Yeah, you remove your helmet, and immediately it almost threatens to float away from you. Honey Baby begins to make the course adjustments, and the ship just rotates.
Seriously.
And you all see up through the windows of the Endeavor things that the astronauts on all the missions that this shuttle had been on in its lifespan must have seen so many times. And like you, no matter how many times they went up, you see Earth down below, that fragile blue dot. This glow underneath you, and this sunlight beginning to creep across the surface of the planet, where everything that has ever happened in human history has taken place.
I'm assuming none of us has been trained for this. And so, Florence, can I get like a nausea shot or something?
Why, yes.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to supply a nausea shot for you, Hops. Hovers over. In the weightlessness, Florence is having difficulty. He kind of has to constantly like sort of shark swim over to you until finally
the Roomba. The Roomba's off.
Yeah.
It's
on. This will help with your nausea, though it might cause mild dizziness.
Oh, great.
Unhook.
Okay. You immediately
Oh, that's better.
begin to
Thank
float
you.
out of your seat.
Is your hair doing that thing?
Oh yeah, it's floating, and I changed my tips to blue right now.
Okay.
It just feels appropriate. So there's some pink and blue in there now.
Lacey is all the way French braided. This is just no.
Yes. I take my helmet off. You look beautiful.
I launch off the side of the wall and unhook you, and then throw you. That's what it feels like.
I try to very carefully grab the wall as I land and push back off.
Don't push too hard.
Lacey, sweet honey baby brings up an image. You're kind of seeing it. Imagine it's from like a close-up angle of like a GoPro camera, almost on the surface, the back tail part of the shuttle, and you begin to see that you're on the correct trajectory. Everything is functioning within parameters, but you do see y'all are on a trajectory away from Earth, moving at incredible speeds. But you get to see Earth looking back.
Oh, so beautiful. I put it up on a monitor so everyone.
Peers up
Look
on one
at
of the
it.
monitors that was installed.
It ain't so bad from all the way up here.
Can't believe Cobalt is sleeping through all of this.
Yeah, arms just floating up in front of him.
Still cably attached
Yeah.
to the...
He's looking rough.
Oh, my
Kobold looks pale. He's got sweat that has formed all over his brow, but the encouraging thing is that he is solid.
Yeah.
Solid and unconscious, but he looks like he's been through it.
There's like a med station, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, this is
Florence, let's take.
I would be happy to, Captain Luma.
Oh, right.
Fishtails over again. I apologize for my needs to compensate through movement. However, using you as a reference, I can assume that this is fun. And then moves over and latches on once again to Cobalt.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Just
says-
unhook, hold the arm, and then just literally float our way to the
med station.
Med
So the
station.
cargo bay in the back, which is used to housing satellites and huge equipment, has been converted and sealed and is functioning as a living space at the moment. And back there you also see, so the space shuttle's already pretty, it functions well for astronauts who need to live in it for a week or so. With this back cargo space available to you all now as a livable quarter through the modifications, you have a lot of room to move about and to get in contact with that, with the medical space in the back, fully supplied.
Great.
And then you all
I just look back and just say, he's kind of heavy cast. You want to help?
Oh yeah, and I stopped. I was watching Oya watch Earth.
Oya has unhooked and her face is plastered against the wall and she's just, or against the window and she's looking out.
Right. Oh yeah. He's not that heavy now, I guess.
He's very heavy cast. Come with me. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, even we got that.
Guess the last one to get it as I handhold my way.
All right, time to connect with satellites. Start getting a look. Whenever I get into range of things that I have to start hooking
It
up
is a
to.
3-day journey.
Okay.
To the moon?
Oh, you didn't think it was gonna be
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We have advanced tech.
All right.
3 days.
all of our
What-
pineapple
Usually takes
juices
a
in
lot
good little
longer.
like sippy pouches.
Whatever we bring. I got
Is it
cheesy.
freeze-dried?
What else?
Just powder.
cheese in a can.
Oh, nice.
That's some like here. I know.
My ice cream.
Well, that's also on here, but only for nostalgic reasons.
It is just as surreal as you have always seen in the films. Every time the shuttle makes a maneuver, an adjustment as the thrusters fire, there is no sound. The shuttle just. There's a small, like a hissing sound that you can hear muted from the floors area as the shuttle activates. For the most part, it's very quiet. And you see the estimated time. It's like 2.6 days or whatever, and so about 3 days. Same journey. You see the information for the base pop up. So as a quick reminder, the base is located on the surface of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
It's designated Pyramid Star Station 1, but it's called Tranquil Shore because it is actually located in the Sea of Tranquility within sight of the original Apollo 11 mission site.
Cool.
Yep.
You said Pyramid Star 1?
Yep. Pyramid Star Station 1.
Station 1.
It's just called Tranquil Shores for short, or Tranquil Shore.
PSS 1.
You're all reminded now, for those of you who were there that first night where most of you met for the very first time, the video that you watched at that convention and the astronauts that appeared on the screen. And Lacey, you are seeing a lot of their files come up. One of them in particular is Colonel Kinsey Yu. She's the head of the mission, retired U.S. Air Force. Colonel. She is the mission commander. And yes, there are supposedly 47 astronauts. And again, that glaring anomaly that Kylan pointed out before you left, which timescale-wise was, believe it or not, only 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
Seems like a whole different world since then.
I brought cards, but I don't think we're going to be able to play very well in here. Yeah.
You see communications coming through from Dr. Patel.
Okay.
You see her face appear, and she goes, well, that was a hell of a thing. I followed it all the way.
Everything was good down there?
Everything's good. I lost communications with you guys early on. Apparently NORAD was tracking everything that was happening.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, NORAD's not the only people that saw y'all, so we're probably gonna have to answer some questions when this is done.
Anyone else launch?
There were fighters scrambled from Andrews Air Force Base, but they were never gonna catch you guys. So it's probably just standard precautions. However, I am on an encrypted channel, and Lacey, you might need to rotate the encryption on the channel just to make sure that no one knows I'm talking to you. Otherwise, they might show up here.
That sounds like a plan. I'll work with Hops. We'll get a rotating algorithm.
Sounds good. How are y'all feeling? How is it?
Yeah, wild laughter. I just tried something else for the first time.
Is that Cass laughing? She's not punching something, is she?
No.
Why is she laughing?
I can't hear that. Sorry.
My diet is working.
Patel says, well,
Diets are bullshit.
Yes, they are.
I have you. I can confirm roughly 2.5 days to the station. I wish I could be there with you. How's Moonlight holding up? You glance over to her, and she is only looking back at the earth. She's just leaning out.
So cool.
Looking back, staring at the earth.
I wave my hand in her eye line.
She looks back at you.
Okay.
She nods. And then she looks back a little bit. And again, she just kind of leans out the window and is completely quiet, just like to herself, having a moment, apparently, as she's looking back out. Dr. Patel just goes, okay. Everything is looking fine.
Then why do you sound nervous?
Well, because
everything is looking fine.
Yes, essentially. We cobbled everything together. I'm just super I just want this to work. And everything is working exactly how we planned it. And that's so wonderful. Let me ask you this. Lacey, have you ever been feeling fine and like, hey, I'm not nervous, and then you start getting nervous that you're not nervous? Has that ever happened to you?
Start nervous? That never happens.
Oh. I'm sure everything's fine. It's just, if you have an opportunity, I would like y'all to run a routine check on the exterior of the shuttle. We did so many modifications.
Done.
Okay.
Commencing diagnostic now.
Okay. Make a roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 30. I'm sorry. Target number 30.
I was like, what? Why are you?
Difficulty is 10. Target
Here's
number
a
is
test.
30.
You failed.
Rolling
The screen just fades out like Dark Souls. And
Okay.
you die.
Shuttle breaks in half. Everything's fine.
Okay, let's slow down and figure out what all goes
So you're
into
running diagnostics. You can use Honey Baby for this.
Okay.
And you can't use coding here.
But I can
yes, you can.
Okay.
You can totally use
Use
coding.
coding. I can use my computer. because
Right, yes.
I can use a computer here. That's excellent. My tasks involving electrical machines specializes, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My other technopathic skill, like my other power shifts.
That's right. Mhm.
Standard power shifts, so that gets me to 7. I think that's where I tap out
Difficulty
until
3.
effort.
Okay.
So
9 or better.
I'll spend 2 points to bring it down to 1 and then roll, I think.
3 or better.
Yeah.
Get it.
Let's do that. Oh god.
What? I don't like that face.
Natural 1.
Oh no! Oh no!
GM intrusion.
Yeah, Layden.
We haven't rolled a die in 2 game sessions.
They're mad at us. They're punishing us.
They're so pissed.
Everyone, warm up your dice right now. Warm them up. Make them feel love. Make them remember we love them and need them.
Okay.
Okay, I just rolled 2 19s in a row. Can we take one of
We're
those?
just in space.
Oh god.
Here we are sitting in a tin can.
You begin to run diagnostics.
You saw me.
I did.
And
I saw
for-
you.
You begin to run
Love
diagnostics,
it, though.
and there's a split second where the lights flicker inside the shuttle. And then you look at the diagnostic display, the exterior cameras, and a quick scan. Everything checks out.
Oh no, I know. Oh no, I know.
Hops and I were playing cards. We look up and we're like, did the lights just
Yeah,
flicker
I
for a
think
second? The lights
so.
just flickered.
That was-
Lacey, is everything okay?
I was just using a little bit more juice to run some systems tests. Everything's fine.
Okay, great.
Patel confirms. She's like,
Good
yeah, I'm
for
looking at your readouts. Everything looks fine.
Okay.
Go fish. 52 card pickup.
Who wants pineapple juice?
Oh yeah. He doesn't even. Damn it. He has all the cards.
On your flaming chariot. Pineapple juice!
I have just launched you with a tray of pineapple juice in your hand.
Okay.
Feels awesome being this strong.
Are you guys flirting over my unconscious body?
No, we laid you down. Near.
Cobalt, they were
You're
sitting
stuck
out
into a wall right
on
now.
top of you. Cobalt.
Yeah.
Yes, you were zipped into a pouch in a wall. Where, you know, you're
like
we'll say
later.
one arm is hanging out. They didn't get all of you in. They immediately went for the pineapple juice. But you are sleeping the way astronauts do. You are zipped
You're like
in
a little
to a
coach.
sleeping bag.
You're
in the
like
wall.
our own little Capri Sun.
Wake me up when we win.
Florence is.
Deal.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Pinky
Wake me up
promised
when
that.
we win.
Done.
So for 2.5 days, the travel time as y'all begin to move further and further and further away from Earth.
I left my sleeping cap with Dr. Patel.
You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's just a couple days, right?
I mean, you did go
I did. I left it. Right?
way over a month.
Yeah,
before.
that's true. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, what's a week? What's a
I mean, it
couple
all
days?
if you want to have forgotten to pack something, like that's a mood. I think the bags I packed just now, I probably forgot things.
Oh well, it gives me time to look over the shuttle manuals because that's what I'll be doing as
Yeah.
the lights flicker.
So
I didn't have time to write documentation for the whole thing.
interestingly enough, a lot of the interior of the shuttle still has something. I mean, really, the necessary systems that were modified and how this thing was combed out. The truth of the matter is a lot of some of the paraphernalia from the museum can still be found in occasional spots. So as you're moving past one of the areas of the shuttle, you'll see like a plaque that's in the wall. Talking about its first shuttle mission with the computer readout that'll immediately pop up. The Endeavor was built in and just gives you like all of the readouts of the Endeavor.
cool.
And
We just took a museum with us? That's cool.
yeah, basically.
And this is how they
you are
feed.
flying- This is the most educational space shuttle ever.
We are not robbing a museum.
No, you just brought it with you. So 2.5 days. After about, I would say about 6 hours of space flight, you do finally start to come around, Cobalt. Your body, again, feels drained. You feel that exhaustion. An exhaustion that I wish I could describe. I'm just not that good of a storyteller, but if Taliesin was here and I said, it feels like the day after you left Burning Man,
I
it's kind of kind of how you're feeling. You're just feeling, oh God, like as you wake up.
Vacation exhaustion.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Another, honestly, completely comparable con exhaustion.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is real. We know
completely
this.
comparable. You actually you tend to take better care of yourself at Burning Man, to be perfectly honest with you. But like, as you wake up, you're just, and then you realize you're zipped into the wall.
We made it.
I want to be there with, I guess, a juice.
Okay,
We
yeah.
packed a pineapple juice for him, and I'd be like,
Pops just comes floating up to you.
I've been there. Here, take the note. Oh, right, it's just me. Drink this.
Thought it was water.
No, definitely not water.
Not water.
As you kind of, you see a glob of liquid just come out the side of your mouth and float.
I'm gonna try and blow it back. That's gross.
Just
Is
kind
that how it works? No.
We're really not good at these parts of astronauting.
I should have read a book.
We did.
I'm just gonna hit it away.
Did everything? Is it okay?
I mean, as far as I know, we're in space. We're going to the moon. You were amazing. You got the entire shuttle through a damn wall. Like, way to go. You slept through the whole thing, though. It was actually pretty good. I threw up twice, but you're fine.
Gain, I'm going to give you a max. I'm going to say gain, well, not max technically, but I'm going to give you 6 points back to any pool you want.
Can I split that 3 and 3?
Yes. I'll just split that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Smart.
Boo.
Smart.
Yeah. You can see just from the port window where you are. Outside is just the night.
Nighttime. Just kidding. I don't know what time it is. It's probably like 2 p.m.
But you are free. You can unzip yourself.
Yeah, I'll unzip myself and start.
Your arm. Normally you would rely upon the weight to carry that zipper down. It's requiring a little bit more effort than you thought, but in truth, it's not difficult. As soon as you unzip, the one thing that you can be thankful for is the fact that in 0G, your body feeling exhausted, it's not carrying that feeling of like sinking down. Instead, you just drift out of the sleeping station.
Cool, right? Yeah. If you get like nauseated or something, Florence can give you a shot. I had to take like 3.
I have a vague memory of Florence.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of shots. You'll be fine.
I start testing the solidity of my body.
You start testing the solidity, and one thing is clear to you, Cobalt. You should not try that again anytime soon. You have definitely pushed yourself beyond the limits, and if you even had the strength to phase right now, it's difficult to know what that might do to you. There is Dr. Patel. She could probably help you understand and give you a diagnosis.
Yeah.
And she is available on comms, of course. She does make contact with you towards the end of this first day, Lacey, and says, I'm going to be on the side of the planet that you are not pretty soon. So I'm going to use satellites to try to stay in contact with you here, which shouldn't be too hard. But I'm basically having to steal satellite time. So it could be...
We do crimes.
We do crimes.
She gets a notification that Cobalt is calling her.
You see that pop up too on the screen. And as she goes to answer it, you see the face of Sal just sink into the video. Just,
Aw.
Lacey.
Hi, Sal.
Hi, Lacey.
How are you?
I'm okay.
It's good to see. Oh, sorry. It's a little bit of a delay.
I'm okay.
Really?
she comes over, and a big smile across her face as she pulls herself from the tops of the chairs over to the video. And Patel goes, look, I guess why don't you talk? And Tristan, I'm gonna contact you on.
There's one.
There was.
We were so close. So close.
Ding!
Please come to counseling. Anybody?
For the love of God. Okay.
All right.
I knew it was going to get harder when we got into space.
Yeah.
So,
As you
Story of my dating career.
Yeah, Luma just yells, "How are the girls?"
so she's like, Cobalt, I'm gonna talk to you at the other station. I'm gonna let these two chat. And she moves away, and you see this big hulking creature that is
Is he holding the girls?
the girls.
The chicken.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, we'll say he's got one.
Yes.
And it's standing.
It's Beatrice,
awkwardly.
isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It's Beatrice.
It's just standing there. The chicken looks like it's a little distressed, and it kind of flaps its wings a little bit, like it's trying to get down. Because Sal's palm is big enough to support as a platform for this chicken.
Yeah, 6 chickens
and so
there.
the chicken's kind of like rotating, looking for a step down. And he's just going,
Hi, Moonlight.
as he's holding this chicken. And she just goes and waves back. And Sal looks down, and you see him bring up a mug and just go,
Coffee.
At your station, Patel activates the side wall and goes, okay, so tell me what you're feeling right now. How was the phase through?
It was successful. I'm feeling a bit of dizziness, and I don't know if I could do something like that again. But even phasing, it could just be me. It could be that I'm afraid.
Listen, I'm technically not your doctor, and although I kind of am Mission's doctor here, so do not try phasing for a while. Just be solid, and don't try to use your abilities or anything else like that. Just let yourself recoup. You had a very different experience when you were first struck with the C6 power source.
Yes.
And if I had been around when they found you, my data would have probably told me that it was impossible for you to ever come back. And I don't ever want to see that happen, Kobold. So just take it easy. Don't do anything stupid, okay?
I appreciate that.
You're on a heroic mission. Don't do anything stupid. No phasing.
I will try.
Okay, good.
I'll have Florence send over my diagnostics.
He does that already.
Oh.
Yeah. Florence is inundating me with updates on everyone's physical conditions. And is apparently taking the job of XO very, very seriously.
Florence is the best. She's so
Doctor, I do have a question for you. I know that I didn't receive the same intensity of burst as the others, and I know that my condition is not stable. Retrieving the C6 energy source might be the way to save me in the future, but even retrieving it, we don't know how to use it, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. But I will try my best.
All right. I guess it's time to get real with you about this. This is not where I wanted to have this conversation.
We've put it off for too long.
Yeah. Now, with Synapse, if I can't find him, there's nothing I can do for him. And I wake up every night thinking about that because he's going to think he died alone. He won't have any memory. He'll be out somewhere he's never seen before. Oh, God. It is true that it is possible to take the Callisto energy source and refine it. And if I can do that, theoretically, I can juice you. I don't know what that'll do to you because double exposure to the C6 power source, I don't know what variables might come into play in that, but one of the possibilities is that, yes, it's very likely it would stabilize you one way or the other. But yes, Kobold, it's true. If we can't get a hold of that energy, I'm sorry. You're much more stable than any of the other subjects were, which means you will have a longer lifespan. but that's not what concerns me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Because as a friend and as a doctor, I need to tell you that if it does kill you, it will be pieces of you disappearing at a time. And I won't be able to help you.
It's strange because even though this energy source is foreign to me, it's still my body, and I can feel that.
I definitely think that there is a connection to anybody who comes into contact with the energy. I don't fully understand the connection that all of you have with each other with regards to it, but that it was from the same point of origin seems to play a role. But looking over statements and whatnot, it seems that you all are capable of sensing when it's near, and perhaps even using it to transfer energy to another, judging by some of the stories that Luma told me about her encounter with Hops. But it's all theoretical. All I know is you still have time now, and you're making the best of what time you have now. Get me just a little bit, and I can see what I can do for you. And I'm going to need you to break into Pyramid Star with me to do it. So, yeah.
If that day comes, it will be a pleasure.
But no doom and gloom on this, okay?
I've come to accept it. When you have been incorporeal for as long as I have, you tend to start to accept things.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Cobalt. I'll see you when you get back. Don't do anything stupid.
Disconnect.
In the middle of the conversation, Sal sets the chicken down and just goes, you starts slowly signing.
You all are friends. Come home.
And then kind of like an awkward child who's delivered a very touching message just nods and disconnects.
All right, you heard Sal?
Sal for captain.
Yeah, no offense, Luma. Sal for captain.
Hey, I raised my hand immediately.
You are the captain of the mission we're on right now. I'm gonna go Sal for captain.
Lacey, I'm going to give you
Sal's
this.
the captain of Dolphin Bay.
You are intimately connected with the ship, as you have to be in order to fly it. You've heard all of the communications that have taken place just now. While nobody else is privy to the conversation that just happened between Kobold and...
It's not the first time that Lacey's come upon communications that weren't for them. They filed that information away where they will never ever look at it. It's not their business.
It's day 2 when, as you all are moving through space and having conversations and whatnot, checking the trajectory, having a conversation with Patel.
Good to see you.
There's a moment on the flight deck, Lacey, where you, situated inside Honey Baby, begin to feel a tingling sensation on the back of your head. And the room around you begins to grow dark.
I don't like this. Oh, lighting too, you bastards.
Oh, no.
And the noise behind you begins to fall away. And the computer systems all around you begin to change a sickly green glow.
Hate it.
And you hear a voice echoing that no one else seems to be able to hear that says, "Is it time, Lacey? Is it time to see what it looks like when people die?"
Just couldn't stay away, could you?
And that.
We're in space!
I knew it.
I'm getting it. So
I knew Eric was gonna pull that shit.
God damn it.
All right, everyone, attack him. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Can we re-roll the one? Can we just make that XP?
No, this is.
I have 4 levels of effort.
storytelling.
I could have dropped that all the way down.
I'm pretty sure the crew is just
It's too
life as well.
good.
Tails is an astronaut.
It's a 1.
Great.
I love it.
It was,
So-
it was destiny. Meant to crappy destiny.
Also,
I'm so fracked.
before we stop,
Not if I have anything to say.
Well, you're.
I do want to give a shout out to Holly for making that amazing transparent.
Holly and our whole crew, man.
Amazing. Eric, you didn't see it, but
Yeah,
Xander disappeared.
I was disappearing
Literally.
in and out.
They told
It
me they were
was
going to do that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Denise, our producer. I want to give a huge shout out. I also want to give a huge shout out to Cliff, our producer, whom I love dearly. Yeah, this has been, and I cannot wait. I hope I can catch y'all at WonderCon tomorrow. We're going to be there. Our panel's going to be up.
I know, right?
God,
If you see Eric, you punch him in the face for us.
Please do not hit me.
If you're watching.
No one's going to believe
I'm
me that
kidding.
I was not going to end this one on a cliffhanger, but then a natural 1 was rolled.
You're right. I don't believe you.
See?
Only
See?
the high.
am-
We aren't even in any cliff. We're in space. There are no cliffs here.
We found one.
You're in a void hanger.
Void hanger. Unavoidable.
So, real quick, just to take another moment, next week is our final episode of the season.
No.
Yeah.
We better save the planet.
It's
y'all.
gonna be. It's gonna be.
We're gonna say 2 planets.
We better save a lot of things.
Yeah, we'll have a good 3-hour session of trying to save the world.
No big deal.
So I'll reserve. Maybe is that what you were gonna say?
There is no negativity on the Endeavor. Thank you very much.
Never. Yes, Captain.
Yeah. So. But just to take a second here, because I'm probably going to say this a lot in the next episode. Although I just want to anticipate not getting a chance to, because knowing us, and it's the final episode, we're going to ram right into the time limit of
There are
when
moons to be punched.
Yes. So I'm going to take this moment to thank everybody so much for helping support Callisto 6, for helping support the show. It's been so freaking awesome. I was excited when we came back for season 2. I'm thrilled that we got to play out this story. The next thing I wanted to say real quick is to remind everybody that we are going to do a call for fan art. Because we are going to put together the final fan art reel for the season this Friday. So what we'll need to do is to email your fan art, and our deadline, because we need to be able to get it in and get all the waivers back, the deadline is going to be Tuesday night. Ooh. So if you've had anything you've been sitting on, if you've already submitted, we've got it. But we might be sending you just like a waiver for the art piece. But if you haven't, if there's a concept in your head or something you want to show, send it to us. We would love to be able to show that and to show our love and appreciation for all of you super punks out there who have carried us through to see this. Thank you all so much. And unless anybody has any other announcements before we sign off as a thank you.
No, just damn you, Eric. Just damn you.
Damn you,
Eric.
yeah.
That's it.
Back to space.
Back to space. Yeah. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining us tonight for another episode of Callisto 6. We will see you Friday for our final episode of the season. And until then, everyone, stay whimsical.